get started real soon. Meepy and hello, welcome to the stream. Yeah, we're just getting started. I just did my usual introductions where I say that I'm making this thing, and then I'm going to show a couple fun things that I'm really excited to show. So the game is pixel art, which is 300 by 200, low resolution, 16 color EGA palette. And I've actually taken up the hobby of cross stitching. So I'm going to show you really quickly this cross stitch I recently finished. So I'm really happy about that because I find cross stitch a lot like pixel art, which led me to order a bunch of embroidery thread. These colors might be familiar to anyone. There, I think we could pick out some Nancy Maple colors here actually. I'm going to be doing some cross stitching. And I'm going to be doing some Crimson Diamond cross stitching. I'm really excited about that. But yeah, I think those colors might give us some Nancy. In fact, yeah, that color on the end there, the orange, is actually pretty good for her EGA flesh. But yeah, I can't find yeah. So anyway, I'm going to start that soon, which I'm really excited about. I have some black cross stitch cloth, some black Ada cloth, and yeah, I'll keep you guys up to date on that. And so today I mentioned it's going to be an art stream. It's going to be pretty chill, and of course I'll answer any questions you guys have about the game, that type of thing. Next week's stream on Tuesday will be a music stream, I believe. I haven't talked to Dan about it yet, but we've been alternating, so I figure we'll probably keep that up. Onward. And yeah, I've been getting confirmation from people that the notifications did come out, although I didn't get a notification myself, which kind of makes me a little bit nervous. But actually, can I minimize this so that I want to have the stream chat here. Oh, you know what? That's no good. Because as soon as I do this, it puts me. You know what? I'm gonna have to go back to my iPad to do the separate chat, because I don't want to keep switching back. So I'm gonna close it here. Okay, and put the chat up here. Great. Okay. Right, we're gonna get started. And so, if you were here, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, you might recognize this building. And what this is the Royal Ontario Museum, as it would have been, more than 100 years ago. And this is the piece we're upgrading in the game art. Let's see. I'm just going to ask everyone in chat, did you guys get notifications? Yeah, so this is the building we're using. I have a lot of really great photo reference for it. I think here's some different. I think some of the stuff I need to simplify, but this is the image as it is currently in the current demo, which you can get on Steam and itch.io, and thanks to Edenwaith, you can get it not only on Windows PC, but you can get it on Mac OS as well. And the introductory sequence for anybody who has watched through the intro sequence, this is the art that's currently there, but we're currently trying to upgrade it to something that looks a little bit, a little bit better. And this series of streams, at least the art part of it, will be me just kind of going back and upgrading the art that is in there right now, because it is placeholder stuff. But that's not a bad picture of that, is it? And is the chat even working? I'm going to test the chat window. And here are just some handy links for the game, and then here are some links for Dan, the musician on the game. Okay. Although I'm getting kind of. Is this chat working on my iPad? Can someone just say hi or something real quick so that I know it's working and I'm not just talking to myself? Okay. Okay, thank you. The trip through. Thank you. Hi, Anna. Okay, good. Oh, good luck. Good luck with your work, Anna. You do awesome stuff. Okay, good. Okay, hi to the trip through. Yeah, we're just doing some art game dev stuff. And so this just looks like a worse version of this one, doesn't it? So I'm just looking at this. So this is the Royal Ontario Museum in 1912. In the introduction of the game, Nancy is working here as a clerk. Okay, I call it the Royal Canadian Museum just in case they get upset with me. And you get sent on assignment by your employer because you're the most junior and therefore the most expendable employee, and you are told to go up to Northern Ontario, to Crimson, Ontario, and investigate and see if the diamond actually did come from this area. And speaking of Ontario, actually, I recently was in an article on the TV Ontario website, speaking of Ontario, and Matthew O'Mara, he interviewed me for that. Most expendable for her. Yeah, she is the most expendable. And that's how it goes, right? But she'll make it work for her. Okay, so this is 320 by 200 EGA. And I was just getting into some of this detail here. Yeah. You know what? I'll try to grab the and link it in the chat here. Let's see if I can find it on my own Twitter. And let me know if you find the music too loud or anything like that, or just if I should be louder. Let me get I'll just grab the link real quick because it was super cool. Okay, here we go. Okay. Yeah, if you guys have any questions, let me know. At all about the game development, the music. If it's a music question, maybe you should ask. You're better off waiting for Dan. Stream is a bit too quiet? Okay. You have the volume of Twitch. Okay, that is the TV Ontario article that just came out this week. Okay. Let's see what I can do here. Audio wise, let's see, audio input. I can pump it up a bit more. Okay. Great. So we're going to get started on this. So just to give you an idea of the hardware requirements I'm using Microsoft Surface Pro 2, and it's got Wacom drivers, which I love because I can use a Wacom stylus. And it's great because this game is developed as an older game, so me using older tech is not like a huge barrier. And oh yeah, I mentioned in the tweet, one of the tweets I did today was that I actually bought Medibank paint, which is, I'm just gonna put the name of it in chat because it's a great app for iPad for pixel art. At least I found it to be. And it's $10.99 for the paid version, and I just bought it this week, and it's fantastic. I do like big scenery art like this type of thing still on Photoshop because Photoshop still has some tools that I find a lot easier to use. But if I'm on the go and I'm doing like something that's not a background, like a close-up piece or like a portrait or something, then yeah, Medibank Paint is a great iPad app, and I can upload the images directly to my my Google Drive, and then access it from the computer after that. And the paid version you can export as a Photoshop file with all the layers intact, which is really, really cool too. So I recommend that one. And it's developed by a Japanese company, which is kind of funny. One of the paid features, one of the dialogue boxes is still in Japanese. I guess they forgot to translate it, but I think it's really cute. Yes, Eden Way. You could go Dan Policar's route and use MS Paint in Windows 3.11 under DOSBox. Yes. I feel like Microsoft Surface Pro 2 and Adobe Photoshop CS2 I think is old school enough for me. It's about as old school as I'm prepared to get. But yeah, so here we're going to get started on this lovely building with this crazy amount. You know what, the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to get rid of the rest of this tree because it's not necessary, is it? Yeah, I feel like this is going to be old school enough for me. Anything older school, but I'm really resistant to anything new. I realize I'm eventually going to have to upgrade my PC, and maybe chat will know if there is any touchscreen laptop that uses Wacom drivers. That would be awesome. Even with you're trying to think of what the standard tool that was used for the game art back in the 80s. They had, I don't know, like some kind of SCI editor or something, I think. But yeah, if anyone knows a laptop with a touchscreen that that uses Wacom drivers, because I love the fact that this uses Wacom drivers because the Wacom pens don't need batteries and they don't need to be charged. They just work and they work forever. And I think anything else, so the later versions of the Microsoft Pro stuff like that uses N-Trig, and you need like quadruple A batteries to buy. And apparently they last a long time, but when you're going from something that uses no batteries and doesn't need to be charged at all, the idea of downgrading to a stylus that requires batteries is kind of a huge letdown for me. So I prefer not to have to do that. Deluxe paint. Oh well, for all your nieces all got those old Surface Pro 2s for the same reason. Yes. Okay, I'm not alone. I feel a little bit better about that. And Sega makes his own digitizers for pixel art back in the 80s. Yeah, I don't know. It's such a no-brainer to me. I want a stylus that just works and is magical and doesn't need batteries and stuff. From a convenience point, from like an environmental point too, you don't want to, you reduce the amount of batteries we're actually using. All that stuff. So it's just, I'm actually thinking, one of the possible solutions would be to actually, to buy one of their separate little tablets, and then like a Microsoft Pro 6 or whatever the latest iteration is, 7 or 8 or something. I don't know. That's a possibility too, but it's one of those things where you don't want to buy two pieces of hardware when one will do. Yeah, I've heard of the Hurion. Is that how you pronounce it? Hurion tablets? I've heard of those. Do those use Wacom drivers, or are those N-Trig, or do they use something else? No, just write myself a reminder. Hurion. Oh no, something locked. Yeah, my keys on this get a little bit sticky too, and that's why it's just any minute now I'm going to need to replace this, but I don't want to think about it. Yeah, it's one of those things. Yeah, but like the idea of buying like the Cintiq, like a little, they've got mini Cintiqs, but they're like £4 or something ridiculous, and I actually do travel quite a bit back and forth with my stuff, so I don't want to have to haul like a £4 like little Wacom Cintiq and also a little like a £3 whatever laptop or something. Does not appeal to me. And the thing is Wacom makes their own mobile PC, but it doesn't have a keyboard, and it's really expensive. It's like $3,500. Oh my gosh, not happening. Yeah, all this is me roughing stuff in, saying it can all be adjusted later. So, and no, I don't use perspective grids, although I feel weird about that. Okay. Oh yeah, we're working on these arches. Let's see. Yep. Wonderful. Even when it says $3,500 can buy a lot of Pez. Yeah, it's just I know their stuff is like some people would say overpriced, and there might be something to that, but they have that magical stylus tech, and it's kind of hard to deny. This stuff is good quality too. Yeah, all these lines are gonna have to get eventually adjusted, but I should probably just rough it in a little bit first before I get into this. Yeah. Okay. And then I need, here's the thing. It's like, this You can clearly see that the original Royal Ontario Museum has 3, sets of archy windows per bank or whatever this would be called, but I'm not gonna do that. It's too many, so I'm gonna stick with 2. Blau Holtzen, you like how it shortens to ROM? Yeah. ROM is a nice. ROM is a nice little acronym. It's very pleasing. Let's do one of those. Then these will get closer together as they get, just eyeball. There's some good Canadian acronyms that get pretty familiar. Like one of the art colleges here is the Ontario College of Art and Design, which is OCAD. And they have one in Alberta called the Alberta College of Art and Design, which is called ACAD. Read Only Museum. Yep, ROM Museum. ROM. Oh, you know what? That means I'm going to have to make that closer together. This can all be fixed. That's the mantra that I have all the time when I'm doing this. It can all be fixed later. At this resolution, it's not going to be too big of a bother. Oh, Savannah, Georgia is what eating with, called SCAD, Savannah College of Art and Design. Yes. Blau Holtzen, the read-only museums don't let you add stuff. Nice. Let's turn that tolerance way down. We don't need that many levels of tolerance. Sample all layers. Let's see. Yup. Let's eyeball this. And here's the thing: is this particular screen in the intro only lasts like 3 or 4 seconds. But now that I'm spending this much time on it, I plan on using it more. Maybe I'll have a nighttime version of it eventually. Let's do one of those. And yeah, those exhibits never change at the Read-Only Museum. And we also have the Art Gallery of Ontario, which is the AGO. AGO is a nice one too. That is nice, but pretty good. I'm gonna fit in that third bank, and the third bank's gonna be here. I feel like it needs to be shorter. Yeah, Eating Way, think about the movies where they go to great lengths to make costumes in the set and then either show the scene for a second or even cut the scene entirely from the movie. Yeah. Yes, that does happen, but they have probably a bigger budget, I would assume. Okay. Okay, well, let's see. How many sections are we doing? I said, am I going to do all 4 sections except have them have 2 banks each? Then I need another one of these things, don't I? This is Eden With's fault actually, because I asked people which screen they wanted me to upgrade, and it's my own fault for asking. It has to be done eventually. I will say that. And okay, well, full disclosure. Oh, you've been in a big 90s mood lately, Bud Holtzen? But that's where my happy memories are. Eden With offered his drawing. Well, be that as it may. So yeah, full disclosure, why I'm actually doing this is because there is a separate store page for the Crimson Diamond Chapter 1, which is good because people can actually leave reviews there. And so I checked out the reviews for Crimson Diamond Chapter 1. And it's one of those things where, it's scary to even go and read the reviews. I think there's like 19 reviews or something. And I was very scared to check them out. But honestly, the only real criticism that I saw for it was that, the intro art Yeah, people were like, the interior art looks terrible, or not, you know, whatever, not finished or whatever. So I'm like, well, you know what? Yeah, it's that's fair. So I guess yeah, let's work on that. That's you know, I need to. It needs to get done anyway, and I like streaming. So if I can kind of kill two birds with one stone, I'll do it. Hey Giselle, 90s were great. Hey Slut Studio, good to see you too. 90s were great. Was too young and to be brought up by crazy world problems. Actually, in Slut Studio, I noticed that you were in the. I'm actually watching Adventure Game Geek his Dagger of Amon Ra playthrough. I know that I'm just watching the last one now. I didn't get a chance to actually be there to watch him do it live. Um, which is why I really appreciate when people put the finished the videos that after they stream on YouTube, because I tend to go back and I'll watch stuff that I missed, and I'll watch that stuff while I'm working or something. So yeah, so I do the same thing. So this stream and all the other streams that I've done end up on my YouTube, which Nightbot will link at some point. Yes, that's it. He just finished out at Sunday. So yeah, just watching back that latest one. Eden with you want to hack Dagger of Amon Ra and give Steve Dorian a chipmunk voice? Isn't Steve Dorian's voice Josh Mandel? King Graham? Is that? Am I making this up? I need one more bank. One more little bank. Just give me 1 second. Yes, it is. Josh Mandel. Thank you, guys. Who has a lovely voice. Oh, oh. Oh, they lowered his voice digitally for that? He's got a great voice, Josh. King Graham's voice, of course. And yeah, Notbot just threw up the links for everything. So yeah, YouTube is where you'll find all the old streams, which I don't just do at the beginning. The first few streams I was actually breaking down interior, exterior art in EGA. So if anyone's interested in making EGA art, and I hope more people are, check those ones out, because I actually take examples from classic adventure games, and I kind of show like little tricks that they do, and I show the kind of things that I do. Huh. Oh yeah, I gotta put like a line here. So yeah, if you're interested at all in EGA art, please check those ones out. Those are the first 2 or 3. Okay. Eden Waith is you're gonna eventually try your hand at some EGA art. You'll be back in 20 years. That's how it goes. But we know what's good about EGA art. Well, there's lots of things good about EGA art, but one of the good things about EGA art is that it actually doesn't take as much time as other kinds of art, because there's fewer decisions you need to make. Like each pixel is a decision, and each color is a decision. And I like how it gets broken down really nicely, and I don't have to just worry about choosing from the rainbow of billions of colors. I just have to worry about, you know, a few things. I mean, of course it takes a while to, once you get a roll on though. I know some other people, I'm really happy when I see people say that, you know, they feel like they want to do some EGA art after watching a bit. And he's not here, but the Deivor has been starting to do a bit of EGA art too, which is really cool to see. And it's really cool how people solve things. Like there are styles in this type of art. You know, there's different ways of solving the same problems. Yeah, even with 16 million colors. I know, 16 colors. It's funny because at the very beginning I was showing this cross stitch that I did, and sure, there's a lot of colors that are very similar. Like there's different shades of yellow in here and different shades of green. But there's 16 colors in this cross stitch, which I find really funny. Oh, thanks, Jess. I'm glad you like the cross stitch. I was just flashing my embroidery there to everyone. This is going to be the next. This is going to be the next project. So what I figure I'm going to do is, because EGA, like I actually I ordered like way more colors than the ones I have here, because it's kind of hard to judge what things look like in screen and what they look like in real life. So I bought like multiple versions of a lot of the colors, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to probably do some really small cross stitch tests, like the character portraits, and just see if the colors work together well. And it's not just a matter of is one color individually as accurate as possible. They kind of all have to work with each other. So I'll be doing those at some point. I don't know when, but I'll try to get around to it. Yeah, even with that, I do enjoy the slow motion draws of the SCI Zero games. That a few people, I follow a few people who do that on Twitter, and it's really educational. I mean, it's educational like watching Adventure Game Geek play the Dagger of Amon-Ra for the first time is educational, because you can see where he gets stuck and certain things that maybe I would avoid, you know. This needs to be pushed out more, I think. I need one more. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Storyboarding by cross. It would be, if I was, you know, really like Spike Jonze type of person, maybe I would do the whole game in animated cross stitch, but I would probably go insane. Although you could probably like rip out some stitches and then re-stitch, and then take a picture and then rip out some stitches and then re-stitch. Now I'm tempted, but I wouldn't. You know, maybe that'd be a fun test to do. But that's madness. I think that's where madness lies. So let's see. We got this. It's kind of not even here. Let's see. You know what? Probably this whole thing needs to be moved up. That's what I'm seeing. Anyway, it sounds like a video using jelly beans or Lego. Yeah, there is a really famous Spike Jonze. Did Spike Jonze do it? No. What's the other guy's name? It's not Spike Jonze, who did that White Stripes video with Lego. Oh my gosh. Michel Gondry. Michel Gondry did that White Stripes Fell in Love with a Girl music video in Lego, and it's so cool. And they actually had to deconstruct and reconstruct and take pictures, and it was all done in stop motion. Super cool. And yes, I have played Return of the Obra Dinn Slot Studio. I think it's fantastic. It's super right up my alley. I love the dithering. I love the black and whiteness. It looks like, you know what it looks like? It looks like this type of thing where you have an old photo and it's kind of like a poor reproduction of that photo, but so it pumps up the contrast and you get a little bit of like little bits of pattern in there. And I love that effect. And I'm not usually a 3D game person. And the Surface Pro 2 is not a 3D game machine, but because everything is like paused in that game, you just walk around stuff. I find it far less far less like overwhelming than usual 3D games. Yeah, but the whole time, if you like adventure games or anything like that, yeah, it's just amazing. And Lucas Pope also did the music on that, which is, I'm jealous because he can do everything, and I can't do everything. I can do all the things, other things, but not that. Okay. Okay, give me a second. Give me a second. Okay. Oh yes, what I was doing. I was fixing some of these lines, these perspective lines at the bottom. Let's just get that done. Oh. This is gonna need changing. Yes, Slot Studio, yeah, it has poor replay value. It is true. That same could be said for most, I think, narrative games. So I don't necessarily, and it's so different. What do I want this to be? Maybe that. Maybe that. Let's get back into it. Sample all layers. Okay. So that, you have to wait 19 years? I've not finished the whole thing, so I don't know. About the end of Oberdin. I think I've gotten like 4 or 5 or 6, not 6, maybe 4 or 5 passengers identified, potentially. Oh, you know what? This is not right. And let's just see here. Okay. Let's do one of those. Yeah, that feels better. This is the eyeballing situation that I was talking about, where this might drive other people crazy. So, oh yeah, that's better. Slightly better. Oh, and what's nice about this is you can actually tilt some of these. So, as long as we're on nearest neighbor, yes, we are. Let's just tilt this. Gruntislav! Oh my gosh, dude, thanks for coming to stream. Yeah, this is Photoshop hijinks. I did, hey Bill Coon. You can't imagine how much effort 256 colors would be for one person. The development of team of Sierra have more people at the resolution of graphics and sound got greater. More people as I don't know, that's a good question. Dan, hey, good to see you. Gruntislav, who doesn't, if anyone doesn't know, is Francisco Gonzalez, who created the wonderful Lamplight City and A Golden Wake, and he does art streams too, and he also uses Photoshop CS2 because we're both dinosaurs. And Francisco, I saw your stream where you found out how to do the straight lines in Photoshop with the holding down the shift key, I think. And yeah, I'm sorry I missed that in real life, but I know the feeling. Hey, Retro Redrum, good to see you. Yes, Gurnaslav, yes, those little shortcuts have changed your life. Yeah, so there is, okay, I think, is it the second or third art stream that I did? Chat helpfully ruined my life by telling me about how I could make the eraser tool non-anti-aliased. And so, because my whole life I've had this eraser tool and it was on brush, and I didn't realize that it could be changed to another setting. And when I found that out, because I was telling people I don't like how the eraser tool in Photoshop is anti-aliased, but you can just go up here and you can change it to pencil, and it's now anti-aliased, and I didn't know that for 20 years, and my brain exploded. That is on one of the, it's the one where I'm doing interior, like a room interior art stream. And I'm grateful, but I'm also, it does hurt. I won't say it stopped hurting, it's gotten better though. And Bladholzen's shift clicking is how you do most of your Photoshop art. Yeah, I occasionally use it here, like when I need to draw a straight line, like now I'll just do a shift click or something, like it'll just beautifully do one of those. Yeah, I'll do that from time to time. But I'm Red Room, you see my brain seems fine still. Yeah, it's all right. I can work. even you know about holding the modifier key for straight lines? And Photoshop is riddled with things like that? Yeah. Yeah. It really... It's, in a way it's nice to... there's still so many things we have yet to learn on a program that's 20 years old. Isn't that nice? Is that going to be enough banks? This is why I didn't take technical illustration in college. Stuff like this. I mean, come on, right? It's silly. Even when you first tried Photoshop version 5.5 anyway, you're warned it's not easy to learn. Yeah, it's because it can do everything. And I think my first Photoshop was Photoshop 6. So, very similar. Why did I make that an interrupted line, or did I just move it? I just moved it, didn't I? Okay. And Giselle, Jesse, you're saying it's comforting to know you can never stop learning about Photoshop tools? Yeah, and this is Photoshop, old Photoshop. Who even knows what the new stuff can do? I'd probably blow my mind. But I've never felt the need. Even with you suddenly have memories of drafting class in middle school. You had drafting class in middle school? Nice. Well, I don't know, maybe not nice. Maybe that's terrible. But yeah, we had technical illustration, and it's just not. It's there's a reason why 2/3 of the people in my class chose the interpretive illustration stream, which is what I did. I'm sure it would have come in handy now, though. Retro Redrum, Photoshop is way too big for its own good sometimes. You've been using it 20 years now and can't do anything without it, but it became huge. Yeah, it's really good. It is really good, and it's hard because any new graphic software that doesn't use the same type of shortcuts and same layout as Photoshop, people that are so used to Photoshop, it's a huge mental barrier to overcome because it's just we're so used to that one way. Speaking of Sprite, and yeah, me PN, I've heard of Sprite, and I actually do use it. I've learned it the past month or so, and I've been using it for doing the animation in the Crimson Diamond. And actually, in Chapter 4, which is the part I'm developing right now, I've used Sprite for a few of the animations, and I do find that it's actually really, it's got a lot of features in it that I really appreciate that Photoshop does not have, and one of which is that the flash. The Macromedia Flash-like timeline that they have for animation, I think is really cool. It's super helpful. I feel like if I want those two windows to be that close together, I gotta make them closer together, don't I? Okay, let's do that. Or make these two, the bigger ones, further apart. Let's try the first thing first. Yes, yeah, it's really good for animation. So it's one of those things where, yeah, I told myself I need to buckle down and learn it a little bit, which I have done, and it's been a huge help. I found myself doing like much longer animations than I would do in Photoshop because it was just it's so much easier to set everything up. And you can just export, it'll let you batch export like PNG files, which I would do one at a time separately in Photoshop. So that saves a lot of time too, especially with some of these really long, like 60 or 70 frame animations that I'm starting to do a little bit of because Sprite makes it that much easier. If I was in Photoshop, I first of all would never do a 60 or 70 or 80 frame animation, and I certainly would be really annoyed with exporting them all separately. Although I have it down to keyboard shortcuts and it goes pretty fast, but it's just not. It's just not made for it. And I know Grundislav does his animations in Photoshop, but it's not really for it. It can do it. I was using sometimes Image Ready. I still sometimes use Image Ready for like animated GIFs and things. This to be smaller. Yeah, there's a reason why the lodge in the game is like straight on view, because you don't have to deal with this stuff. Even with Adobe Creative Cloud products have great erase tools because it can make the money in your pocket disappear. Yeah, and I don't even, yeah, it's another issue with the Creative Cloud stuff. Because first of all, I don't need all that stuff that they offer in the cloud, and second of all the features that that new software offers, I'm certainly not missing. And let's see. Edenwaith wants to know, is interpretive illustration like looking at a Picasso painting and trying to figure out what it is? Actually, no, and I feel really lucky about the kind of training I received in school, in my illustration training. It was approached like a trade, like cabinet making or something, where you'd have a client and the client would have specifications. So for instance, they would give us an example, like a magazine article, and you'd have to read the magazine article and come up with visual concepts to show what the article is about, and possibly even like the opinion of either your own opinion visually, or the opinion, the slant that's in the actual article. So to come up with visual metaphors and stuff to sort of illustrate the concept of what was in the article, the content of the article, which was really fun, like kind of fun work to do. And so, you'd have dimensions you would need. You'd have to consider, is this being printed on newspaper? Because if it's printed on newspaper, newsprint tends to soak ink in, which means you have to do a higher contrast piece for it to print well, that type of thing. So a lot of like technical considerations, a lot of creative considerations. And so it was great, and it was all done, we did a lot of life drawing, a lot of painting, and it was super practical. So it wasn't like fine arts education would be like a university where it's a lot about theory and writing essays about certain things. It wasn't like that. It was more like, well, after this you're going to go into the world and try to make people pay you for drawing stuff, which is actually pretty hard, speaking from experience. Even with you use Acorn, smaller, faster, isn't designed like Photoshop, and Acorn fits your brain. I think you mentioned that before. I gotta write notes. I'm gonna look this stuff up. Acorn. Macromedia Flash. Oh, Flash is going away? I didn't even actually know Flash was still around, but I love Flash. Flash was a great tool. I think we've talked about it here in chat before, but Flash. I enjoyed Flash. And I mentioned that my first portfolio website I did was made in Flash, probably because it was a school assignment. But I like Flash. Flash is great. See, this is where we need to start moving some of this stuff down. This is where it gets picky, right? Yeah. You could be watching me do a fun piece where I could have been doing like one of the close-ups where Nancy's talking to the professor or something. Oh. I feel like I can only complain about it when Edenwaith's in chat because it's his fault, and I would never dream of actually complaining about it if he wasn't here to defend himself, or just giggle and tell me he offered his art. Grindislav wants to know, do I know about the animation window in Photoshop? I do know about the animation window, and I never use it. I know it's here. It's actually a lot like the image ready one, because you can go make frames from layers, and then you can be like, okay, well, this is this, and then can you play it? I don't even know where this would play. Oh yeah, there we go. Look at that. Ooh. Yeah, so this is basically image ready, I guess, the way I would use image ready. So that does exist. But I would very seldom, I would only use image ready. Oh no, now I'm stuck on this frame. I would use image ready more like to edit the frame time between my frames on animated graphical interchange format files. So what I would do is oh no, this broke now. What I would do is, where the heck is the thing I did? Oh man, what the heck? Oh, Francisco, you broke this. Can I just use the history? Will it take me back to what I wanted, where I want to be? Ah, okay, good. Good, okay. Oh my goodness. What was I saying? Yes. I would just usually just do my animation in layers on Photoshop and just eyeball it and just import those things into Adventure Game Studio and then play it in Adventure Game Studio, and if I didn't think it looked right I would fix it later. Like I would not use Image Ready for the animation, but I would just use it for editing my animated GIFs. But yeah, Sprite is great, and Sprite actually has a lot of other tools that I'm actually really eager to explore. Like they've got like this dynamic dithering thing, which is kind of neat, and they also have like a symmetry tool, which would be really cool for making patterns, because I love making like wallpaper patterns in my pieces and stuff. Okay, that's pretty good. Let's move these down more. Move these up more. Maybe this one has to be moved up more. This is what happens when we use. Well, the old King's Quest games, even with, only had animations of 9 to 11 frames. Oh wow. But the old King's Quest game still has more rooms than Crimson Diamond, I think, right? This makes me sad. Just get the windows right first, and everything else will follow. We need to get 2 more windows in here. Yes, even with interpretive illustration, yeah, it was a really good program that I attended, and it was a 3-year diploma program. But then they actually, because nowadays people want like degrees all over the place, so what ended up happening is they added a 4th year where you take like breadth courses, and then you get a Bachelor of Applied Arts illustration. So after I finished the 3-year diploma program that I did in Bachelor of Illustration, then I went back and I did some breadth courses. I got to take some university courses, which is really nice for that experience, because I'd never gone to university before, but the university courses were really cool. Like I took, like there were some electives I could take, so I took like children's literature and science fiction and stuff like that. So that was a lot of fun. So I do have a Bachelor's of Applied Arts Illustration, which is probably only useful if I decide to teach, which you never know, right? It's good to have. You didn't wait, and hopefully the clients aren't vague, like I want something that really pops. Yeah, you get that sometimes. Of course, with clients, and with just working with myself, it's all about the limitations. Like I love the limitations, because I got a lot of satisfaction from making art that was effective visually but also fulfilled the requirements that they had for the job. Like I really got a lot out of that. So if something is very specific, it helps me create creatively a lot more, because I'm not paralyzed. What is it called? Analysis paralysis? Yeah. Which is, probably another reason why, doing 320 by 200 pixel art and EGA appeals to me, because you have to come up with ways to do things, and it's always kind of been more interesting to me than do whatever you want. And that's another thing I don't like if clients say, just tell me, give me the article. Like, you don't have to tell me exactly what you want, because in fact, when a client would give me an article and they already have like an idea of what they want me to do, they're just telling me to execute their idea. That is not, of course, going to be as satisfying creatively for me, if I'm not coming up with the idea myself, because that's part of the training. Is we had conceptual illustration courses where we learned how to make visual metaphor and stuff like that. And when you're coming up with your own ideas, you're already kind of like angling the ideas towards stuff that you like drawing. Like I don't like drawing cars, so I would never do a concept that would involve me drawing, cars, for instance, that type of thing. Embersine, hey, good to see you. Thanks for coming. Yeah, we're just doing a chill art stream today where, we're talking old and new tech, and I'm asking people if they know of any laptops that use Wacom technology. So I can use my Wacom styluses, which are far superior to anything else that's out there. So if you know, that would be super helpful. Slash Studio, all you know about Flash is Homestar Runner. Hey, if that's the one thing you know about Flash is Homestar Runner, I think that's a good choice, because Homestar Runner was the thing. Yeah, Edenwaith, I'm sorry, I'm trying to catch up on chat. Edenwaith, you say your university was far too theoretical. Most of the instructors had been in academia their entire careers, so they had little idea of the real world. That's another thing that I really liked about my college education was that our professors were all working in the field too, so they knew exactly what was going on, and it's like the day-to-day, the practicalities of being illustrators. They were right on top of that stuff, and that was really valuable. Okay, see, I hope you guys don't get tired of me incrementally shifting pixels up and down, because that's what we're going to be getting a lot of today. And Edenwood says Adobe will stop supporting Flash by the end of the year. That is sad, but then again, they said they would stop supporting CS2, Adobe CS2, like last year or something, and I'm like, hey, that's fine, I guess, and I'm gonna keep using it. And I guess I can't ask them any questions about it, not that they were particularly helpful before. Freud's pulling out Flash support on your day job? Oh, that makes me sad. Oh, yeah, anyway, Flash never worked on mobile and HTML5 and all the rest of those things. Yeah, I don't know anything about those other ones. I only know about the Flash stuff. Dan is saying art stream with Ace Bright, and eating with saying art stream with Deluxe Paint. I've never even touched Deluxe Paint. That would be a thing, wouldn't it? Maybe I could do an Ace Bright stream. It's one of those, like, I'm nowhere near as comfortable with it, of course, as Photoshop. So, I don't know if anyone wants to see me struggle with Ace Bright, but it is really cool. Francisco, the Gabriel Knight door opening animations are only 7 frames. I don't even know how many frames mine are. You know what? We have the power to check that. Okay. Let's check how many frames my door opening frames are. Is this even showing up? Because this should just be a screen share, right? As far as I know. If you're not seeing my screen, let me know. Okay, good. I'm just checking on Twitch to make sure that you can see what's going on. Okay, let's see what my animations are like. Views. Hallway doors. Master bedroom door. Ooh, mine are like 1, 2, 3, 4. Mine are 6. Oh, wow. That one I'm not using clearly because that's broken. How about this one? Oh, that's a pretty door. It's 5. Whoa. 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 Only 7 frames? I feel bad now. Mine is 5. Yes. The door opening animations in Lamplight City. Lamplight City is a great detective adventure game that is set in New Vespuccia, which is an alternative history US, and it's really cool. And if you haven't played it, definitely play it. And Grindislav is the developer, and he streams his own art stuff too sometimes. I'm just gonna catch up while you continue to watch this gorgeous set of double doors open for 5 frames. Oh my gosh, 15 frames for your doors, Grindislav? I feel ashamed. I feel ashamed. Frozo Grabbins. Hey, hey. Welcome. Peasant's Quest? Yeah, Peasant's Quest is a wonderful text adventure game done by the brothers Chapman, I believe they're called. The Homestar Runner guys. Eating with, see, that's good. When your stepdaughter checked out the Art Institute of Chicago, they mentioned that the instructors also had to keep active in their field. Yes. Ooh, this one is 1, 2, 3. This one is a whole 6 frames of animation. Check it out. Well, you can just enjoy the door opening while I catch up on this chat stuff. Yes, the limitations of with black and white or a limited set of grays. Yeah, I love that limitation too. I love that mono look actually. And there is a game that is in development right now called Road Warden. And it's a solo indie dev, and it's got kind of like that original Game Boy look, which I kind of love. Okay, let's close this out, but I don't know. What else can we look at in terms of very, very limited animations? Is this the study one? Yeah. How about a room door? Want to see a room door? How about this closet door? Wow, fancy. Do I even use this door? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This door's 9 frames. Oh, wow. Do I use this for anything? I don't even know. Isn't that pretty? I don't know. Outbuilding doors. What do we got? Oh, see, here's a day and a night version of the same door. I'm easily distracted. 6 anime things. 6. Ooh. This is the beauty of working at this low resolution. See, Francisco, he creates games that are better and better art every time, higher and higher resolution. But I'm here still, and I'm probably gonna stay here with this level because for me, I'm like, it's good enough. That's how I feel about a lot of this. Boathouse front. Wow, look how many frames this door is. You guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11. That might be my biggest door animation. And here's the night version of the door. Oh, no, that's not this one. Okay, I feel better. I've got one door that's got 11 frames of animation. Thank you, Grindislav. Although, to be honest, we all know what we're looking at when we see. We're just seeing the same static image just being slid over to the left a bit, which is not really not really animation. It's kind of cheating. I'll take it though. Shed. No, shed no good. Not enough frames. We're not even gonna play that one. It's ridiculous. That shed? Side door. That's a respectable amount, isn't it? It's beautiful. See, here's the thing: is that here's a door that's animated that's got dither on it, which I know why people don't do animated dithers sprites because it just makes it a little more complicated. But at this number of frames, I can do it. Okay, let's move back to Sled Studio. Have you tried animating with dithered sprites? Okay, what were we doing? Okay, good. It's good to get fresh eyes. What's really bothering me is I don't have the line that goes across the bottom. That's what's bothering me now. Okay, how do I just get back to chat? There we go. Good. Okay. Let's put that line at the bottom because I'm not getting a good sense of what I'm doing if I don't have it. See, this is not going to follow directly from that because this is an outcropping. So. No. Oh, sweet. So that's you're using SCI Studio and SCI Companion on an EGA game. Now, didn't Phil Fortier do build SCI Companion? And he has done a series of text parser EGA games called Snail Trek, which are a lot of fun. Like I bought all 4 of them and I've played through the first one. I'm kind of stuck on the second one because there's a part where you leave the ship and I'm having trouble with that, but they're fun. And Phil Fortier has done some amazing stuff with the text parser that I don't know how to do because he's an actual programmer, where he does like an autocomplete thing with it. When you type, it starts populating the text box with possibilities, and I think that's really cool. Yeah, he's done some awesome things, and like the SCI Companion itself is kind of amazing, and it's kind of giving people the ability to get in there with the old assets and play around with them, which I think is fantastic. Yeah, I met Phil during PAX West last year. I ran into him. I think I ran into him. They do like a little like an indie show adjacent to PAX. I forget what it was called, but I think I met him there. If I didn't meet him there, then I met him at another event. Maybe on the floor in PAX West, because he was showing something with a company called Superliminal. So maybe I saw him there. I've got a terrible memory. So that's you're jealous of actual programmers? Yeah, me too. And Edenwith, you say that if the mouse-driven interface never happened, then you imagine Phil's work with parsers is what we would have seen next? Yeah, probably. Mouse-driven interface. I like the mouse for a lot of stuff, of course, but I miss my text parsers. Although, yeah, every time I remember to, which is not every time, I like to mention Adventuron because Chris Ainsley is doing wonders with Adventuron, and it's something where you can build text adventures with simple graphics, static graphics that play on mobile and in browser, and you can even develop the game in browser. And he has tutorials I think included with the program. And I've never programmed anything with it, but I've judged a jam with it that was people had made stuff with it, and a couple people in the jam had never made a game before. So it's really cool to see people who'd never made games before have access to this tool where they can build wonderful text parser games. So I'm a big fan of Adventuron, just from what I've seen other people build with it, and learning Adventuron myself and playing around with it is something I want to definitely do in the future. In that future that I don't know if when that future is or if that future exists, but it's nice to think about after this game is launched, which I don't know when that is. But yeah, I've got things I want to do after it, and that's one of them. And Edenwith is mentioning, hold on, just, why is this so hard? Okay. You've learned about Twine, which looks like could be something used for a choose your own adventure game. Yeah. Twine's another one that one's I think just text based, and that one is great too. It's another one that would be cool to learn, and it's one of those things where I love the fact that these tools are becoming more accessible to people who want to build stuff with them, because that's what Adventure Game Studio has been for me. It's made game making accessible to me as someone who started with almost no experience. Oh yeah, so there was this building. There's a building here. This one that I'm gonna ignore because I don't want to draw it, and that's my prerogative. Yeah, let's just get rid of all these weird MS Paint looking trees. It's fine. And there are other like I've heard good things about a Pico 8. And of course there's RPG Maker if people want to make RPGs. Like I've never used any of this stuff, but it all looks awesome. Stuff I would eventually want to try. Alright. Now we're gonna go about fixing stuff. Oh yeah, I gotta... That last bank on the far end there, I gotta get in there and do something about it. Yikes. Let's get in there. Not really anything I necessarily was setting out to show, but I'm going to show it anyway because I'm about to eat some of it. Let me just go over here. I found these Tic Tacs at the grocery store in the impulse buy section naturally, and they're Coca-Cola flavored Tic Tacs. And what's cool about them, and it completely, oh hold on, completely over the top, in a way that I respect. How do I? Each Tic Tac has Coca-Cola printed on them. And I can't make it focus because I don't think the webcam wants to focus. If I put it up really close. Is that doing anything? Anyway. Oh, Giselle, you've had the Coca-Cola Tic Tacs? They're actually really good. Limited edition. But I love the fact that they have Coca-Cola printed on them. I think that's a nice touch. Yeah, no sponsor. Yeah, anything I mentioned, of course, I'm not being sponsored by. Like, Adobe's not sponsoring me for encouraging people to use their old software. Express not sponsoring me. Metabang Paint, which is awesome, is not sponsoring me. So that would be nice. I can't make this line the way I want. Do I really want it to be straight? Because I feel like I don't want it to be straight. I don't know if Grundislav's still here. I wonder if he's horrified by the eyeballing I'm doing. Because yeah, this clearly is not like accurate or perfect. By any stretch of the imagination. And I respect how carefully he like composes his shots with the vanishing points and stuff. Yeah. The Pepsi Tic Tacs eating with you waiting for. And this stream is brought to you by Wacom. I probably don't even pronounce their company name right, so if that's any indication that they're not sponsoring me. Yes, the opportunities for shilling are like infinite. Nancy's maple syrup. That would be a nice one. I hate that little bit that we're seeing. Can you see what I'm complaining about? This bit, I hate it. I hate it because it's so tiny. Giselle, you like the Wacom? Sound legit? I think it's. I honestly think it's Wacom. But look, if they were paying me, I would say it right. Lost Look, hello, hello. Did you get a notification, Lost Look? Because I've been just asking everyone who gets here if they have. Because the Steam bonus stream that I did on Thursday, it seems like no one got notifications. And I was sad about that. Because I was really excited to show the intro. I mean, not the intro, the demo. Yeah. Eating with, you're looking at the modern versions of Royal Ontario Museum, and when it looks like a transformer crashed into the building. I've got some. Yeah, this is probably the nicest picture I have of it. Okay, so you don't receive any notifications for Twitch, Lost Look? Okay, just checking. Because I'm kind of paranoid about it now. Here is the Royal Ontario Museum as it is today. Yes, pretty wild, Blatzholzen. This is the. Apparently, it's called the Li Chin crystal because of the person who gave the money to make the thing. But I've been calling it my whole life since it got built. Well, probably 13 years or however long it's been around. I've been calling it the Libeskind crystal because Daniel Libeskind designed it. But it sounds a heck of a lot like Lichin. So Lichin crystal, Libeskind crystal. I call it Libeskind crystal. Oh, good, Bilkun, you got a notification? Okay, good, I'm glad. Because I didn't even get one, and I'm like freaking out a little bit because, I want people to see these things. That I'm streaming. And it kind of puts a bit of a dent in it if people don't get notified. Leaping skin is a heck of a visual. Okay, good, Jess, you got a notification too. Yeah, it's an odd addition. I can't say I'm a huge fan of the way this looks. And because I guess I like the old stuff better. Of course, it is eye-catching, but if I could give it one criticism, is that in the wintertime, it's winter in Canada, you get snow, you get ice, and they have to put up safety cones around the bottom because they're afraid that the ice is going to slide off and potentially hit people. So if you visit the Royal Ontario Museum in the wintertime and you see pylons around certain areas, it's because those are the places where the ice falls down, I guess. So I think from a practical standpoint, that Blauholzen, that's not very good. Yeah, that is. I think when of course, I'm sure when they were building it, they were considering just about everything, and I wonder if they were considering the fact that where you're building it, there's going to be snow and ice. But yeah, that's my major criticism of it, is it shouldn't be a safety hazard that gets solved by a few pylons. Yes, that studio, you think it looks cool but clashes with the old building too much? I guess that's the point, but yeah, it's not my thing. Although, I think I mentioned OCAD, Ontario College of Art and Design. Let's just go to that. I'm going to show you what the Ontario College of Art and Design looks like. The way it looks, this is something else. Oh, this picture, I guess. That's another thing completely, isn't it? I am not fond of it. And when I say the one thing I'll say bad about the Lichin crystal is that the ice falls off of it. The one good thing I will say about this building is that you can see it from a far way off, so you know where it is, and it's an easy to find landmark. It looks like a rice cracker, Giselle. Jess, I'm sorry. I have a habit of calling people their Twitch handles. Blauholzen, you're torn on this one. And Bilkin, in southern Michigan, fire hydrants often have big reflective antennas to locate them deep snow. Yeah, we have them in Toronto too, in Ontario. We have they've got these blue. They're like a blue reflective thing. Yeah. But yeah, it's not my favorite thing. But it is eye-catching, right? It's a one thing I'll say of it. Okay. Okay, we're slowly getting there. Let's start going back and fixing all the parts. First important thing to get right is this bank of arches. So let's kind of move this one up. It's gonna be a lot of just. Slide studio reminds you of someone dressing a certain way to purposely get attention. Yeah, I can see that in like blazer form. Somebody, you know. Yeah, I can see that. It reminds me of like a crossword puzzle, or in pickup sticks or something. I don't know. And Edenware thinks it looks like a giant gas station covering. It's not. It's not my thing. It's not my thing. It's. Let's get these. Gotta get the basic things down right. Right. Oh boy. At this stage of how long I've spent on this thing, I want like there to be a puzzle based around this exterior shot of this building. Look at this. What I might do is I might actually use the transform controls and just pop it up a bit, because it really does diminish quite a bit. And the part where I have Nancy walking out of this building, it's gonna look weird. So maybe I'll just take the whole front of it, just warp it. We have the technology. I think I like skew better. See, this is if Francisco's still here. Yeah, here we have the shift key constraining the vertical axis to just straight, if you want. Oops. See, now I think the shift key is stuck. No, it's not. What the heck? Yeah, it is stuck. It's just not reading as stuck. Oh, see, that's another thing lost. Look, you don't think that features an A-sprite? Yeah, there's a few things that are missing in both A-sprite and Medibank Paint. Don't have, like, the one that they both don't have is something that I like called layer mask. And I will show what that is, because that's the kind of stream that we're doing today. It's chill art stream. Induction 2. Let's look at these assets. Do I have anything? Oh yeah, and here's the car that is in the intro. It's called an REO. It's this exact car. REO touring car. So that's the kind of one I used. This is not the touring car. You can see that it's the single decker one, or single row of seats. I think this is the one. That's the double. And I might have used a combination of both of these references to make the car in the intersection. Which is this one, cargo. Here is the car in the intro, which is the only thing that's, it's the only one thing that's really finished in this part of the intro, because I needed the car for another part of the game. So that's why that's like this. And you can see I kind of tried to put the REO in the front of it like it has in one of these shots. Yeah, here it is. Yeah. So this is another screen that's gonna have to get upgraded eventually. But oh yeah, I was gonna show layer mask because actually, you know, the whole goal of this is not necessarily to get work done. It's just to hang out and show you guys some fun stuff. So let's see some. Oh hey, best to 1989. Thanks. I'm glad you like the car. Let's take a look at the jetty, because I feel like jetty. This one maybe has layer masks. Okay, yes, this one has layer mask. Okay, so the cool thing about layer mask, and I'm not going to get to this stage of this. Like right now, this layer mask is kind of a mess of different colors of things. So why don't we make the whole layer mask black, just so you guys can see it properly. Then this is, I wish they had this in Sprite, and I wish they had this in Medibank Paint, but they do not. Okay, so here. Okay, it's not perfect, but this is one I use like a lot. Anyway, so layer mask. What you can do is you can go in, if you're on this layer mask part of it, you can actually paint in the area you want, or you can use, you know, the magic wand to select. Well, it's gonna leak because of. You can fill these areas with layer mask, or you can paint it back out with the white. So if I switch the brush to to the black, you can paint out however you want. You can paint it back in, whatever you want, which I love. And also, there's another thing that neither Medibank Paint nor Spray can do, which is quick mask. So this is layer mask. This way of preserving the underlying layer. Yeah, blast holes in the layer masks are really useful. You hear some background hum, Bilkun? It might be. I'll put. You know what I'll do? I'll do like the low tech thing of moving it further back. Maybe that'll work. Because what I did was I actually boosted the microphone a little more than usual, so maybe that's what's happening. But yeah, this layer mask thing is really useful, and there's another thing that neither Medibank Paint nor Sprite have, which is quick mask, which is another thing I really like. So let's say I selected this, but I only want this big gray, dark gray rectangle to be selected, and because there's a leak here, it's leaking through to select all the rest of this. Q will give me quick mask, and it's going to show me exactly where that selection is, and I can go in and I can paint this part out exactly where I want the selection to not be, or to be. So this is quick mask. There we go. And then when I go back, it's selecting just the shape that I want. So these two selection tools, like this masking and this quick mask selection tool, I use them all the time, and so I won't be replacing Photoshop CS2 anytime soon until I can find something that has those features. But I do use Sprite, for animation. I use Medibank Paint on the iPad when I'm working like remotely, or I'm, waiting somewhere like in a whatever waiting room or whatever. I have something where I can do work still. So there's that. No change in the hum, Bilkun. And Bilkun's come to quite a few streams, so it could be the fan of the Surface Pro 2 itself, because it tends to run a bit hot, so that might be what you're hearing too. Although it's not that loud, but it could be picking it up. Okay, it's good to know that not everyone is having the same issue. Maybe that's a bad thing. Okay, so yeah, we took. This is another handy thing that it's Photoshop has. And does this, Blah Holdson wants to know, does this version of Photoshop have clipping masks? I think it does. Where is it? Create clipping mask, yes. I don't use them though. I only ever use this layer mask. I forget what clipping mask does. And apparently Medibank Paint also has a clipping mask that I don't use. But yeah, maybe I should take a look at that. Maybe it'll be something I can potentially use. But yeah, so this is not bad, right? That's actually, it's a pretty good fix. And from now, what we can do is, now that we know the architectural features we're using, we can maybe work less from the reference and just make the building its own thing. Okay, yes, okay, Ferrari is saying clipping mask makes it so you can't draw outside the lines of the layer below it, and will only affect stuff on that layer. Yes, so yeah, Medibank Paint has that just in the free version, and yeah, I guess Photoshop has it too, which, yeah, I guess I never really used that one. Anyway, yeah, not a Bob Ross stream, so there won't be any happy little trees and no cabin. You just get this fine old building. So you know what, let's actually take this and copy the whole merged thing, which is another thing Medibank Paint can't do. as far as I can see. Last look seems like there's plenty of cabins in the game. There is the lodge, which is a huge cabin. There is a shed, which is like, I guess you can see a tiny cabin. There's a smokehouse. And there's some more outbuildings. Okay. So let's get in, first let's neaten up some of these lines, and then we'll get into putting some detail in, potentially. And nothing is ever final. We can always go back and fix things. Yeah, the reason, Bill Kuhn, there might be a slight hum is because I was told that the mic was a bit low, so I boosted the sound up on it, so that could have done it to give you a hum that you're hearing. So no, here it is. Black holes and you say the same effect can be just by having several layers in a masked folder. Masked folder, yeah, I don't really do too much with the stuff that's in the lower part of this layer thing. Like I use I use keyboard shortcuts to make new layers, and I don't deal with any of this other stuff. Yeah, and as you can see, I've got really bad organizational skills. I don't name them. It's just a mess. Could be the fan vibration amplifying through your desk surface. If so, a cloth or a pad of paper should take care of it. Okay. Oh, is it? Okay, yeah, what I can do. Okay, using our... Oh, you know what I have? I can use my cross stitch to kind of see if that will do anything, right? I'll put that underneath. See if that dampens anything. Okay, let me just check the camera to make sure. Okay. Alright, tell me if that's better, because I put my cross stitch underneath the Surface Pro 2. Yeah, we were having another talk in one of the other streams about just how terrible we are about doing stuff. Like, when I, in terms of file naming conventions, like, these names suck, and I organize everything by date, so I'll just go back to work on the latest modified file and not really think about what it's called. That's what I do. And it's appalling. Oh good, Blaholzen! Let's just wallow in the muck of poor organizational skills together. If this was a King's Quest game, there would be palm trees in front of this building eating with. Yeah. Or big black silhouettes. Like, I actually do the big black silhouette thing in the forest, but I don't know if I'll do that with this one. Oh, good, Blaholzen, your folders are all set by date modified. I'm not alone. I think Grundislav was appalled when he heard that I did that. Yep. Final version 2, final version really, final version for real. Yeah, I go latest, totally latest, for real latest, yeah. And at least it hasn't messed me up so far, haha, right? Although, yeah, with the jetty stuff I have here, 1 2 3 1 AB whatever jetty. Not the best. It's just a mess. Yeah, it's just a mess. And I also rely pretty heavily on the thumbnails of the actual file too. This is the part I need to... Okay, maybe it's because the microphone volume It's high. Oh, no difference in the hum? Ah. I wonder. It's probably, you know what, let's do a quick test, because I'm just, for my own curiosity, I'm going to turn the audio input down. You can tell me if you still hear it. And Blaholtzen says he can't hear it? Yeah, it depends. But I'm just curious to see what affects what. So, Belkin, I've turned down the audio input, and I'm wondering if you can hear the hum, and if for other people, if it's gotten unbearably quieter. Just out of curiosity. Let's fix this. Giselle, you can only really hear your neighbor mowing the lawn. Maybe Bill's hearing your neighbor mowing the lawn too. Okay. Yeah, I hear a bit of my Surface Pro 2 fan going. Oops, whoa. That's weird. Even cranking the volume up. Yeah, thank you guys for testing all this, because I just never know. It's one of the, this is not going to work with that straight of a line. I'm going to have to do it like this. No difference in the hum. Okay, I'll just, then that's weird. I'll just put the audio back up because I heard it was a bit low. Okay. The mystery of the hum. That could be Nancy Maple's second game, which, of course, I have an idea for what the sequel to this game would be. Of course. I'm not telling. But I do want to do another one. Oh, Blaholtzen, you do hear it if you really crank up your bass. Huh. Let me see. I'm going to check one more thing with OBS to see if I have any other audio inputs going on. No, there's no more audio. The only two audio inputs I have are desktop audio. What happens if I take this all the way down? Does the music disappear completely when I take that down? Probably. If the music's disappeared, has the hum disappeared? Giselle, thanks for coming so much. Good luck with your appointments, and yeah, we'll catch up later for sure. Yeah, so did you guys hear music, and is there a hum? This is like a game we're playing. No music, still the low hum. Dr. Mikachu! Hey, thanks for coming. Okay, then I'll just turn the music back on. Thanks for coming. Yeah, I didn't get to come to your... Okay, the hum isn't bothering you? Okay, as long as it's like a white noise, maybe it'll be relaxing hum. Dr. Mikachu, sorry I couldn't come to your Thursday stream. I did a bonus stream for the Steam Game Festival Summer Edition. Okay, good to know you don't hear the hum either. Yeah, I was doing a bonus stream on Thursday for the Steam Game Festival Summer Edition, and so after that I'm like, I'm done. Just had to take a break after that. But that video will be put up. I'll put it up tomorrow or something. Thanks for coming. Yeah, Dr. Mikachu has a game she just launched called Code Romantic, and it's something I have to get to playing. Like, I really, really badly need to play it, because it teaches you how to do coding, computer programming and stuff, and it's also like a visual novel style game, which I'm like, that's so perfect for me. Like, I always tell people I want to learn more programming, and it'd be the perfect way to do it. So I can't wait to play her game, and I'm gonna just put the name of it in, and it's on Steam and itch.io, I think. I'm just gonna put that. Learn coding. That's not good. Learn coding. And I'm gonna just Oh, give me a second. I'm just gonna find it on Code Romantic on itch, probably, right? Okay, here we go. I'm gonna link the itch one for you because yeah, I definitely need to play it. It's like gonna be a game and like learning at the same time. It's gonna be a winner. Oh, Dr. Mikachu, how is streaming on Steam? It was apparently it was laggy for the people who were watching it on the Steam store, but that could have been like a problem on my end because I didn't have I had a wire. I wasn't wired. Like I was using a wireless connection, but I was right beside the router. But still, it could have been a matter of like a problem on my end that it was laggy for them, and so people either probably stopped watching or then came over to the Twitch stream for it. So yeah, it was laggy, which was kind of unfortunate. Although now I have, in fact, this stream I've got this USB adapter that goes from Ethernet to USB. So I've got a physical wired connection now. So I don't know. Maybe in the future I'll try again. But what happened was I didn't change any notification settings, and when I used Restream for doing simultaneously on Twitch and on Steam, no one got notifications. So that kind of bothered me too. So I don't know if I'll do it again. I'd love to do it again because I do want to put the game in front of more people, but the technical issues were not the greatest for me. But like I'm not very much of a technical person, so if you tried it, maybe you'd have better luck. Okay, Bilkun, you're using Bluetooth AirPods on your iPhone. Yes, the music disappeared, but the hum did not disappear. Okay, and the music is back, I'm hoping, because I think I turned it back on. Yeah, Dr. Mikachu, that's something. Oh, Dragon Trash, hello. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, I've learned that streaming is just, there's so many things to get it going. There's so many, like, settings and things you have to change. And yeah, it's. You obviously have so much more. You have so much more experience than I do. Like, Dr. Mikachu, she's been streaming for a while, and she makes a bunch of really cool games, and she has like way like her streams are like they have like they're everything. They have everything that you'd possibly want to imagine in a stream, like all like the add-ons and like the emotes and everything. And I don't know how to do any of that stuff. I've kind of avoided it. But I look at her stream and I'm like, holy cow! Like it's got so much integration. That's kind of amazing. I'm just using my favorite thing, Quick Mask, again, just to. I realize that this line is bothering me. And Bill Kuhn, yes, sequel. I did see that. I just Oh, thanks, Dr. Mikachu. I appreciate it. Oh, Dragon Trash, you saw my game on YouTube. I think it's cool. I'm making a parser game. Thank you. Yeah, I love the parser. And I hope I can make it easier to use for people who've never played one before, or because I think it's a really nice style. Yeah, this needs fixing. Oh yeah. So sorry, Broken. I keep on getting distracted. Yeah. I do have a sequel planned for the Crimson Diamond. I have the beginnings of what I want the story to be like, and I won't be telling, but it's I'll do it eventually. After this, which who knows when this will happen. Something for me to, something for me to look forward to. Yeah, this is chugging a little bit. It's giving me a bit of. Is there anything else I can close? I can close Adventure Game Studio. Oh no, I already did close Adventure Game Studio. Whoops. Oh, thanks, Dr. Mikachu. You say that the hardest part is quality content, and I've got the quality content. Thank you. I really appreciate that coming from you. You do awesome things. Like I love watching. See my control button is sticky. This is why I'm asking people what I can replace my Microsoft Surface Pro 2 with. Yeah, the shift button is sticky. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I'm trying to. Eventually, I'm going to need to replace my 8-year-old Microsoft Surface Pro 2, but with what I'm going to replace it with still remains to be seen. Blaholson, I don't know if OBS has an equalizer. I assume it does too. But yeah, if there's a frequency of the hum and equalize it out. Yeah, I mean, I can ask Dan about that, I'm sure. And Dan, I'm gonna link him up because he's not on the Time to Nightbot link shares. Dan, he is the musician for this game. Like the music that you're hearing right now is not the music for the game. It's just I have 6 hours of MIDI arrangements of Canadian folk tunes that I play for the stream. But Dan is the musician who's actually doing original music for the demo for the game, and there's 3 original pieces he has on the demo right now, and so he is going to know all about how to do that, I'm sure. Slot Studio shift key is sticky ironic as it turns on sticky keys. Yeah. I hate sticky keys. Did anyone ever use sticky keys? Because I turned it on by accident and I'll forget how to turn it off. And Bill Kuhn, you've been enjoying a Let's Play video of Quest for Glory 2 the past few days. Your favorite Sierra game ever, probably because of the advanced parser. Oh, the Let's Play videos are the Gaming Corner. Yeah, I've actually they played the Crimson Diamond demo, which was like really fun to see. And I actually know another set of YouTubers who are playing the Quest for Glory 2 Let's Play right now. They started not too long ago, and they're called Level 0 NPCs. And let me link to them too, if I can find them. And they recently started their let's see. Level 0 NPCs. I'll link their first video of it. And they're good old Canadian boys too. They're from Halifax, and one of the guys who is on the Let's Play, Luke, he works for Beamdog. But that is this is like, oh, let me write this down. Level 0 NPCs Quest for Glory 2 Let's Play. Yeah. So that's them. Yeah. Luke works for Beamdog, which is, you know, like they do Icewind Dale, they do Baldur's Gate, all this stuff. So they love old adventure games too, and I've actually watched a lot of their Let's Plays, and they're a lot of fun. And they're on their part 4 of their playthrough. Some message. I just feel like I'm just gonna redo this line after trying to fix it this whole time. I'm just gonna redo it. That's what happens. Alright. Eden Waith, you're recommending I replace the Surface Pro 2 with another Surface Pro 2? Wouldn't that be something? And even with you also do not use sticky keys. Okay, yeah, I guess it's for, like, it's an accessibility setting, I guess, the sticky keys. Because even calling it sticky keys makes it sound like a bad thing. Like, who would want that? But I'm sure it's got a use, else they wouldn't have it, right? I'm sure for some people it's really useful. Yeah. I want to put this somewhere. I could there. It's getting there, I guess. Alright, so I'm going to concentrate on tightening up this first section of the what do I call it? The facade here. Let's get this, slightly in better. Not sure what it actually does. I guess we can all just look it up on our own time, I suppose, what sticky keys do. Probably, I guess, if you can only use like maybe one input or something at a time. Yes, exactly, yeah, Boku. For accessibility, if you want ARM or want to type a proper noun using capital letters. Gotcha. Yes. And Slash Studio says it helps with sticky situations. Which it does, like I guess it really does. Yeah. Now this probably have to be narrower. Narrower. Actually, let me try to face this better. And maybe my mic needs to be like plugged in harder or something. These need to be narrower. There needs to be more of them. Alright. That can be done. Another thing I turn on by accident sometimes is the magnifier. And I don't know the keyboard shortcut that turns it off, but I know I can just close it with an X key. Oh, Eden With, you spent about 3 months last year working on improving accessibility on mobile apps for work. VoiceOver and TalkBack were your life. What are those? I don't know those ones. You know what? Do this the other way. Do it by hand. I know you can get hum and noise in mics from the wire. Electromagnet. You know what it could be? I was charging my phone up. Maybe if I move this wire around somewhere else. Oop. Screen readers. Oh, cool. Very nice. Yeah. Dr. Mikachu has something on her Twitch that does voice recognition, and it actually displays the text on the screen at the same time. And I gotta ask her about that actually. That's a good thing to be reminded of, because that's super cool. Oh, thank you, Dr. Mikachu Captioner. Yeah, that's what I want to add. If I'm gonna add anything to the stream, that's gonna be the thing. Sweet. Yeah. Next stream I'll look at. Well, not my next art stream I'll look into it, and I'll actually mention it to Dan too. And there's an equalizer plugin for OBS. Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna look into that because that sounds like. So we have confirmed the existence of the hum. If you turn bass up really high, I suppose. And I wonder if it was on other streams. That's what I'm kind of curious about. Because of course I want it to be the best possible production. Oh, I really like this song. You wouldn't have noticed a hum if no one said anything, Eden With. It reminds you of a big building with the HVAC and it is a low hum. You have really good hearing and you don't remember hearing a hum before, you Bill-kun. What could it be? I am curious. Maybe it's the lamp? Maybe the lamp is too close? It shouldn't have a sound. Is it... Oh, best 1989. You admire my patience with this building? Thank you. I thank you for not thinking that this is incredibly boring. Blaholtzen you did a look with the spectrogram and seems you just need to cap off the low end. Yeah, I'll ask Dan about that. But you said there has to be there is an add-on, right? Dr. Mikachu putting that positive spin on things. You could record the hum. It's kind of sound you hear in a horror movie to build dread. 23 hertz? You guys, I'm always very impressed. Equalizer plugin. Okay, 23 hertz. Equalizer plugin. Okay, you saw a tweet talking about Twitch notifications last look? Seems like you were mentioning earlier it may have been a Twitch issue. I thought it was a me issue because I changed the way I was broadcasting last Thursday. So I thought it was me. Is that the ending of the playlist? Yes. Take it from the top. I started midway this time because I feel like we hear the same ones every time. Yes, Bill-kun, the microphone volume is higher than it has been in prior streams because you mentioned that it was a bit low. Or no, someone mentioned it was a bit low. So that's why I turned it up. But I did turn it down a bit and you said there was no difference. But you know what? Let me turn it down to this usual level. See, this one I turned it down quite a bit actually. How does that sound? Is this and I can turn the music down too. Oh no, I did turn the music all the way down. I'm the only one hearing it. Oh wait. Oh, it's this one. Which one is... Okay. You can't hear any music. Okay. It's one of these things. Which desktop audio is it? Hold on, give me a second. Tunes. Where's tunes on this thing? Desktop audio. Oh, here's the tunes. I gotta turn it up a bit more. There we go. Okay, low enough? Yes, for our infinite clones, a good way to finish your game faster, yeah. This, if only, right? Okay, so. Video capture device, mic. This mic isn't even the one I'm using. I'm using audio input. Can I remove this? Oops. So how does it sound now? Because I did turn the audio input down. I had pumped it all the way up before. I'm going to assume that nothing changed. And settings. Is there... output. Audio. Oh no, that's not doing anything. That's not... Nope. Audio. I don't know what any of these mean, and I don't think that looks particularly helpful. Still there. Gosh darn it. Okay. Well, if it is bearable, we will soldier through, and then I will look into this. I can do my own recordings, and I'll listen back to see if I can hear it. Oh, that's fancy, isn't it? I haven't changed anything. Well, if it's not too horrible, we're gonna just stick with it, and we'll see. Let's do this. Oh no, it's not what I want. Weird. I'll have to listen back to it on my own and see if I can hear it. And while we're here, okay, good. I am recording. Okay. Best 1989. Maybe the hummus future Julia trying to send a message. Is she saying don't do this don't do this illustration, or don't do this pixel art piece? Yeah, you know, like as Dr. Mikachu was saying, with there's so much stuff that can happen with a stream. Still learning. So much to learn. Okay, Blahholzen, so you got a subwoofer and the only reason you can hear it is when you crank it. Okay, well. I know some people are like really into the audio part of it, which I'm not myself usually. I'm listening to things on like iPhone and watching stuff on, although I listen on iPhone but I tend to watch live streams on iPad or my computer so that I can see their screens and stuff. I don't know. Okay. No, I don't want to print. Dr. Mikachu says when she started streaming, she made it a goal to update one thing a stream and not worry about the rest. It kept you from being overwhelmed. Well, that's inspiring actually, because like seeing what you do with your streams, I'm overwhelmed by oh my gosh, like you have everything and it's amazing. And I can't imagine having all that stuff, because yeah, I guess if you accumulate it slowly, it helps. This track was the original placeholder song for the theme music. And I still really like it. In fact, the trailer for the game that I have on YouTube still has this track in it, because I haven't done a new trailer, which I should do, because the trailer is really old. I made it like a year and a half ago probably. Or whenever, I made it when I needed to submit a trailer for something, because I certainly wouldn't have done it had it not been a requirement for submission. Yes, and Dr. Mikachu, a ready to stream checklist, which I do have, and I did add a few things to this list for to prep everything, because there's so many things that you gotta do when you prepping to stream, and you gotta put out the social media stuff. I know that Twitch will automate that, but I like doing my own ones for that. I know. All right, let's get in there and really make those arches nice. And like I said, there's a building in front here that I'm not doing because I refused. Nice. Ben Franklin had the same with his 13 virtues and self-improvement. It's good enough for Ben. Yeah, that's I think that's good, because yeah, otherwise you know, it can be really daunting to try to just improve everything at once. So I like that. Ben Franklin had a good melon on his shoulders, that guy. Let's get in here. Yeah, I'm definitely chugging a little. Is there anything I can shut down? No. Oh yeah, this is close. That's not going to say much. I think Adventure Game Studio is a very lightweight program. But I'm getting a little bit of delay when I'm placing these pixels. Yeah, Blaholtzen, the way these two buildings line up in this photo is really confusing. Like, for me, when I started doing this art stream for this piece, I started with that building, and then I realized it was a different building, and then I realized that I didn't want to do it. It's very strange. Let's get a close-up of the window. I have actually a better close-up of the arch window. Recent place. Yeah, this, wait, that one? I guess. This one. Look at that. Look at that. I love it. Okay. So we're not going to add as much loving detail as the architect did. And I'm ashamed because these are stonemasons, you know, working really hard, and I'm just putting pixels and I can't be bothered to put them all in. Nope. Sled Studio, this song reminds you of the Seven Rejoices of Mary. This song, let's see what it's called. It's called Ave Mar 1, which I am assuming has, I'm assuming that is some kind of Maria something. These names will tell you a little bit, not enough. The Great Canadian Tune Book comes with like a text file that tells you what the full title of them all are. I just call them their name that it says there, so I call that Avamar, I think. Even though, yeah, it's definitely short for something else. Yeah, you should actually recognize some of these songs because some of them are like really kind of well-known songs. Like there's Alouetta we already heard. Oh, I just think I fast-forwarded by accident. Let's just leave that alone. Let's eat another... Oh, did I eat all 3 of my Tic Tacs? Alright. Maybe Tic Tacs later. This is where it gets to be like cross-stitching. It's actually a lot like cross-stitching. Ooh! A rendition by Lorena McKinnon. Nice. Okay. Let's get in here. I want this to be closer. Let's move this line. It doesn't look as... There, I like that better. Another good thing that Aseprite has that Photoshop doesn't have, and Metabank Paint I don't think has either. It's got pixel perfect drawing. So if you do like a curve like this, it'll automatically like get rid of these doubled up ones, like this, which is a really nice feature actually. Lost Look, what would I suggest to someone who would like to pick up cross stitching? I would say the kits, you can buy the kits really easily. There's usually, if you go to a craft store, or you could probably order them online, you can get a cross-stitch kit which comes with like a little needle. It comes with the thread of the exact colors you need for the kit, like a guide for the stitches. Like there's different kinds of stitches you can do in cross-stitching, so it does have a guide for that, although I found it really useful to look up the stitches on the internet, you know, because you get to see a video and stuff. So I would say buy like a cross-stitching kit, and those should be really easy to find on the internet or craft stores, and they ship. They're pretty light and they ship pretty small, so you shouldn't have too much of a problem with shipping and handling costs and stuff like that. Although I might recommend that you buy yourself like a cheap like bamboo hoop to kind of give the like the cloth a bit of tension. Oh yeah, because the kit comes with thread, a needle, a cloth, and the guide. But yeah, like it won't come with a hoop usually, or some of them do. And it's just a nice way to put a little bit of tension on it so that you don't have to like wrestle with the fabric folding over and stuff while you're stitching, and that can really be helpful. But yeah, it's what's nice about it is just like with this, any mistake you make can be undone. So that's why it's kind of a really relaxing craft hobby to do. Hey, no problem, Lost. Look, yeah, I encourage anyone who's interested in doing cross stitching to give it a shot. And yeah, embroidery is like another is kind of like another kind of really cool thing to try. Embroidery is like, I guess, probably harder than cross stitching, because cross stitching you get a nice grid and everything, you can count stitches, and embroidery is more like drawing with thread. But yeah, it's a nice little hobby, because you can't really, you can run out of thread, but you can just undo what you did, or you pick the wrong color, that kind of thing. But yeah, and what's great is that once you get comfortable with the kinds of stitches and stuff that you can do, if you just, what's great about, well, here's another reason Photoshop's cool. If you go to View and you show Grid, this is the 300 by 200 grid, so every pixel is the grid here. And what I do is, like, I'll take something like this and I'll just do a print screen, which on this computer's function spacebar. And what I'll have is, after I take off the grid again, so this is the 1x1 grid. So I've actually done custom cross stitching where I'll do the pixel art and then I'll make it show the grid. I'll take a screenshot of the whole piece with the grid on it, and then I can actually do cross stitch from that. And I've actually already done that before. So that's why I bought this EGA color embroidery thread, and I'm going to try doing the Crimson Diamond cross stitching. I'm really excited because the cloth you can buy. Hold on, because seeing as this didn't work. The cloth like this, you can buy different color cloth, and one of the colors is black. So I'm going to do Crimson Diamond cross stitching on black. So I'm excited to give that a try. After I make sure that it'll fit the cloth size I have. Oh, interesting. In Swedish cross stitching is a subcategory of embroidery. They're called the same thing. Interesting. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, it could very well be. I'm not sure. Embroidery is not interactive though. Yeah, cross stitch is not interactive. Like I was saying at the top of the stream, like, ooh, wouldn't it be funny if I did like a Michelle Gondry animation where I've got Nancy's portrait, but I would have her do like the 5 frames of animation, but I'd undo those stitches around her mouth and stuff, and like restitch them and take a picture and change it, and then have her speech animation done in cross stitch, which is so tempting. I just might do it. I think it would be really cute and fun, because she actually doesn't have a lot of speech animations, so I can totally do it. Yeah, I mean, Dr. Mikachu, you're encouraging this this craft. Blauholzen's thinking there's probably a shader that one could just turn pixel art into embroidery. There's the one thinking. Yeah, there's a shader for that. It probably is. But actually, come to think of it, it's funny because the first EGA cross stitching I'm going to do, that I plan on doing, is the portraits, like the speech portraits for Nancy, because, like I said, I wanted to see how like the colors work together that I've selected, and just to see if they're gonna be nice together. So I already plan on doing speech portraits of Nancy and the other characters, because they're relatively small, and what they'll do is they'll show me the colors, and I'll be able to compare what I see on the screen to real life. And of course, it won't be exactly the same, but that's not the point of it. I just want it to be, you know, close as I can get it. We should make the next Kirby game like that, cross-stitching. Yeah, there was that what was it that they had that looked like yarn? Or that Yoshi's yarn game or something? It was really, really cute. Yes, I forget what it's called. Woolly World? Yoshi's Woolly World? Something? Really, really cute. Yeah, I think I'm probably wrong, but I would like to think it's Yoshi's Woolly World. How cute. Yes, Bilkun Lego interactive, like a digital clock, French fry maker, sock knitter, all of which. Yeah, I've seen a ton of really cool Lego builds, and that's another thing. Like it would really be cool to do like a mosaic of one of the Crimson Diamond screens with Lego, like with the little 1x1s, like you can get the square 1x1s, either stud on top or not stud on top, and that would be fun. But that would take a lot of those little pieces, and a lot of the I don't even know if they probably do have all the colors nowadays in Lego, so maybe it's another fun craft idea. And that's the thing when it's so low res and the colors are limited, you can do a bunch of really fun crafty things, or have a lot of fun crafty ideas. So there's Lego, there's cross stitch, there's those like perler beads. What are they called? The ones that you melt. You put in a grid and then you melt with your iron or something. I've never done them before, but like that's another one. I actually have I bought and have like a little bead loom, like a little plastic bead loom, and I want to do bead loom patterns of like Crimson Diamond stuff. Like I even have the colors of the beads. Like I ordered and I have like EGA colored beads. And what I did was I got them. They're all kind of like transparent colored. So my idea being is you could hang them on a window, and let the light shine through like it's a computer monitor. So yeah, that's like I actually have the bead loom. I have all the beads. I've done like a little practice on the bead loom. So that's something I totally have within my abilities to do. I just haven't got around to it. Deluxe Tux, good evening. Thanks for making it. Yeah, you know, what are those called, you guys? You know the plastic beads people make pixel art with. What are they called? They're called something. But yeah, I before that, like I want to do the cross stitch EGA art. I want to do the bead loom EGA art. You know, none of this is gonna get done, is it? Yes, pegboards. Like you put them on a pegboard and then you melt it, and it all kind of mooshes together, heated, and then it makes a thing. If Anna was here, she would know because she's done them. Yes, everyone knows what we're talking about. We just don't know the name. What on earth are they called? Oh yeah, and here's another fun thing while we're so I have on my website, where's the catch? On my latest Crimson Diamond Gazette, I showed off this necklace that I made. Fusible beads. Yeah, I don't know what they're called. Hold on, let me just go to thing. These are labradorite beads that I bought. And what's interesting about them, and I don't know if you can tell from this, is that they have what is called labradorescence. And labradorescence is this really cool iridescent blue shine that you can get into them. So they're kind of like a translucent gray with inclusions, but then they also, if you get them at the right angle, you can get they're beautiful blue fire in them. So yeah, I recently just made myself this using graduated sizes of labradorite beads. You've got 4mm, 6mm, 8mm, and 10mm. And anyway, so rocks are another hobby that I have. I have too many hobbies. Perler beads, thank you. What did I call them? Did I call them that? Yes, perler beads. I don't. See, the thing is that it confused me because when I think pearl, I think of knitting or something, and they're not really. They're not knitting. So okay, perler beads. Mystery solved. Oh, it's the brand name. Okay. Shrinky Dinks. Bill Kuhn mentioned Shrinky Dinks, non-grid, color by number, melting plastic particle window hangings. And when Edenway thinks Pearl, they're thinking of computer language. Just like ROM. Right? Okay, so we're getting there with that. And let us... It's rounded. It's a rounded arch, which is considered Italianate or Romanesque, this rounded arch. So let's make it more rounded if we can. Yeah, I'm getting a bit of lag on this, which is... There we go, that's rounded, more rounded. Yep, plenty of crafting things that I want to do eventually. Okay, let's scan this window. See, this is what... This is not lining up as well as I'd like it to. Wahaha, wahaha. Yes, Deluxe Talks, I remember the mini stained glass figures with the tied wire and plastic beads. I thought that they had like, you'd paint the colors in because it was like raised areas. And then you'd bake it in the oven and then you'd hang it on the window. Yeah, I love that stuff. Too many awesome crafts. Okay, that's looking better. Okay. Okay. I also sometimes do stuff in polymer clay. The Steam Festival thing that I did, I showed my polymer clay EGA bracelet, which is a thing I made out of Fimo, with custom blended Fimo colors. I guess after working, all the time on the computer, it's nice to just do something by hand. But polymer clay is kind of messy. I like it, but it's messy. It's got kind of like a chemical residue that gets on your fingers, and it's hard to get off unless you have some rubbing alcohol. And it picks up like fibers and hair really easily, so you have to be really careful about keeping the polymer clay clean. So that's better. Okay, so let's finish making this look nice. Interesting. Yeah, one of your Twitch friends, Dr. Mikachu, is Miss Tapcat, builds Lego on stream. So does Shock the Toast, right? Yeah, he's been working on a Ninjago build. Yeah, I love watching. Yes, I had a bit of a Lego phase myself, so I actually got past it before I started watching Shock the Toast or anybody else who did Lego streams. I didn't even know Lego streams were a thing, but I'm kind of glad because. Oh, this is the song that was in the intro, my placeholder intro music. Yeah, I loved the ones I really liked. The ones that I have the most of are I've got like the Hobbit Lego, which I wasn't crazy about the movie, but I loved the Hobbit Lego because it kind of was medieval themed, um, but not as like kiddie as the castle stuff, which I loved too. Like when I first really liked Lego, I loved that yellow box castle collection stuff, and so they had like a revival of the castle stuff, which I also kind of liked. But the Hobbit stuff was more like fantasy stuff that was more, I don't know, like realistic, I guess. So I actually really enjoyed the Hobbit Lego and the Lord of the Rings Lego. Yeah, Chocolate Toast, and Chocolate Toast actually came into one of my streams. He might have come to the one on Thursday. It was this week, I think, which was really nice to see him. Yeah, I love the positive streams. But I also like the Lego has creator sets, which are like 3-in-1 sets, so you can build a bunch of like 3 different builds with it, and then of course you can make up your own builds too. And there's some of those. Those are my 3 favorite series for it. I also have some like Marvel stuff because I like the little like Lego Lego superheroes. But for the most part, I've kind of stopped because I realized like I didn't have any more room for Lego, um, and I had enough Lego to build whatever I wanted to build. Yeah, I'm getting some. Yeah, it's true, Mikachu, Dr. Mikachu. Once you hang around with someone in another chat, you become interested in watching them. Yeah, I've been watching Amiga Bill, who is an awesome Amiga game streamer. Because I never had an Amiga machine, so watching him play stuff is like everything's new to me, and it's all really cool. It's like it's finding classic games that I never knew existed before. So that's really cool to see that. And I watched a Retrograde Tom who plays like he's playing Daggerfall right now, which I used to play. But it's really cool to just be able to chill and watch him do his thing, hang out, chat, and take a bit of a trip down memory lane. Yeah, and thank you, Dr. Mikachu. I really appreciate when you host and mention me on your stream. It's a big help. Do I dare try to put another circle in there for the panes of glass, or is it gonna totally get lost? And Deluxe Tux, yeah, Lego is a very expensive habit. Yep. Oh man. This is gonna be a mistake to try to add another window in here. I feel like it will be. Oh, it's maybe okay. Bill Coon, your Lego phase was Lego Pirates, which was born from Monkey Island. Oh man, that's beautiful. I think that's really cool, actually. My Lego, yeah, like I said, my Lego phase was started with the castle stuff, the yellow box castle stuff. Because I guess I would always loved the medieval stuff. I can't say that King's Quest is what brought me to like the Castle Knight Lego. I just think I like that theme, no matter what. Oh, that's so cool, for you used to own 20 Lego pirate ships to run pirate battles at conventions. There's one set I saw once on a really good sale. It was the Lord of the Rings pirate ghost ship with glow-in-the-dark zombie pirates, and I did not buy it. And I kind of am glad that I didn't, but it was a really good deal, and it was a really cool looking set. Caltops do 1d4 piercing damage, yeah. Lego. Actually, Lego sells like Lego slippers that you can buy to wear so that if you step on Lego, they won't hurt, which I just think is a funny merchandising thing. Any slipper would do that, but I just think it's funny that they made Lego ones. Let's see. I've actually always been more of a fan of the buildings, like the castles and stuff, more than the vehicle stuff. So I was never big on like a lot of the Marvel stuff is vehicles, so I'm not too crazy about it. I prefer having like houses and stuff. Yeah, Caltops. I always think of Caltops being shaped like jacks, like the rubber ball with like the metal things that you pick up, you bounce, and you pick up the metal things. I always think of Caltops being shaped like that. But I'm sure they could be shaped like anything. It's funny how many common interests people share when like it comes to like adventure games and pixel art and Lego. It all kind of comes together. Oops, it's too high. How many panes am I going to do on this? Probably not that many. Another one and then another one. Yeah, Lego is another one where it's one of those. It's blocky, so it's like low resolution, and well, I can't say as much for it now, but back in the old days, like the color palette was very limited, so it's kind of like EGA art. It's not. It's getting there. Although I should make these follow the bottom ones. Should start following the bottom perspective lines after all. For Steve Jackson made a Lego pirate rule set, like for like a D&D scenario or something. I've actually used Lego minifigs when I was playing a D&D campaign with friends. I would have like when they would gain armor or items or stuff, we would have like the little custom minifig that we put together. Because I actually really love those. Every like a few times a year, at least two or three times a year, Lego comes out with these like limited series of like 16, I think, collectors like minifigs where they have like different new pieces and items and stuff that you can attach to their little arms, and I kind of love them. And I don't collect all of them every series, but whenever there's a new series that come out, I love to just pick and choose which ones I like. Oh wow, you can use a ruler and then roll dice for each cannon. Oh, that's cool. Yes, make it and bake it. Home oven stained glass craft. Yeah, I think my sister used to do those. And that name really rings a bell. Oh cool. Okay, I'm gonna open that in a tab. Open that in Safari. That is so cool. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's great. I love it when stuff comes together like that. Yeah, thanks for Roy for linking Steve Jackson's Lego Pirate game. All right. Okay, actually, I think does the arch have to be? That's fine, right? Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna have to make this a little bit. Did I turn off? No, transform control should be still there. I think I'm chugging. Oh, you know what? Because I turned off extras. Right. Although I don't want the grid anymore. Oh no. Extras. Okay. Oh, what for? Yeah, those out of print sets. Like the what is it called? The secondary market, the third party market for Lego is yeah, it's kind of crazy. Some of those sets um, are kind of really sought after. And it's kind of funny because I've been to some Lego like conventions and stuff, and it's amazing like the broad range of people who are interested in Lego and the different parts of Lego they like. Because you can find people who love the city stuff and they're all about the city stuff. And there's the Lego train people who are all about the Lego trains and love the Lego trains. And then there's kids obviously also. Yes, Lego is also for kids. And there are people who do like they 3D print custom pieces and everything. It just seems to be, it can really capture like a broad range of interests, and it's really cool. I love that about it. Yeah, they had one that was a Lego event that was right by my house that I've been to a few times, and it's just really cool to go see. Skull's Eye Schooner is on eBay for $600. I still have all my yellow box castle sets, and some of them I still have the boxes too. Actually, the one of the sets I'm proudest of is the Medieval Market Village. That was from sort of the revival of the castle stuff. It was one of the last castle ones, and it's a beautiful, two beautiful buildings. One is an inn, and one is has a blacksmith with like an inn over top, and one is a pub with something else on top. And it opens up like books. They don't open up like they open up like the some of the sets open up, but I really love that way that they hinge open. Oops, like this, like this. Medieval Market Village. It's a really good one, and I think it's one that might be in some demand. Oh, you ran it at Frolicon and PlayOnCon. Cool. Oh man, all this coolness. Like I would love to do that. Yeah, but I kind of reached the point where I think not, and I'm not alone in this. I can judging from the chat. A lot of people they reach a point with Lego where like, okay, I'm good. I have all the Lego I need, and I did get to that point for myself. But I think for me, the one piece of Lego that I have, it's not even worth that much, but the piece that I have that is worth the most is from Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, the minifig that is Professor Quirrell. Because it was one of their first, I think it was their first minifig they ever did with a double-sided head. I think he might be worth like $10 or something, but I'm not like a collector for money, but sometimes it's fun to look up and see what things are going for. No, it's not good. I don't like the lumpiness of this arch now. The Hagrid one is good for making ogres. Yeah, I have a Hagrid too. Hagrid minifig. What's it called? The third party market. Yeah, you can. There's a lot of places you can buy like just loose pieces, or there's actually a really cool site. I can't remember what it is, but if you enter in the sets that you have into it, they will tell you what other sets you can make from the sets you have, because it has an inventory of all the, like a database with all like the pieces and stuff. It's really amazing what people have done. And of course there's a program where you can build Lego stuff. And I think Lego used to support it. There's an actual program where you can build stuff in like a Lego creator thing, like it's Minecraft or something, and then you can export the list of pieces you need. And you used to be able to order all those pieces separately from Lego, but I don't know if they do that anymore. This has become a Lego stream. It happened so slowly you didn't even notice. Oh, that's really cute. Ferroy says there's a fun comic that just started called Trader Brandon. It's a tiki Disney jungle cruise adventure, and the writer just made all his characters as custom Lego minifigs. I love stuff like that. I guess I'm gonna need to fix that bottom part to make it straight, because it's not straight right now. This piece. See, every time I think of trying a new thing, I start a new layer. This will be the 73rd time I've done it for this piece. Oh, cool. Thanks for the link, Farai. Yeah. To Trader Brandon. Untold Adventures. Let's take a look. I'll have to look at this later. Oh, those are... Oh my goodness, I really like the art there. It's style. Cool. It's chugging again. Okay, that's better. Okay. Is this slowly taking shape? Okay, let's get in there. Then I gotta fix... Oh, what happened to the rest of it? I see. Oh, cool. So, for you're saying that this Trader Brandon thing is made by the guy who worked for Disney and created the tiki bars at the Polynesian Resort? Well, that's why the art's so good. When I was in college, there was a program for computer animators and classical animators, and like the place to go, of course, was you know, you'd hoped you'd get hired by Disney. That was the place. Those classical animation kids could draw. That was good in there. I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick, but before I do that, I'm gonna write a little message. Make sure it's not on the actual. But I'll be right back. Bio break, yeah. I need to. Oh, Deluxe Tux, yeah. I love the features on the Sleeping Beauty, because that one to me is the most beautiful of the Disney movies, and the artist is amazing. BRB. Right. I'll be right back. I will leave you with this delightful music. It won't take a few minutes. Okay. I'm back. What are we talking about? Washroom, bathroom. Yeah, that's one of those. I'm from the area in the States where the word wash has an R in it. Why knows what? Washroom. Washroom. I'm gonna eat this cheese. Washing, migrated washroom. People wash their cars. The only thing I remember about the Boston accent is there was like a sketch Fred Armisen was in. I don't know if it was on SNL or something else, where he's trying to, like, of course he can do the accents, but for funds, he would pretend like he couldn't do a Boston accent unless before everything he said he would say, what was it? Oh no, park the car in Harvard Yard. And he would say that every time he had to start a sentence. Oh, the R migrated south, I see. Park the car in Harvard Yard. Bill Kuhn, your only experience with Boston dialects. John F. Kennedy's speeches in the movie Good Will Hunting. You know what? Oh, Portlandia is great deluxe ducks. I haven't watched it all, but what I've seen I've really enjoyed. PAX East this past February was in Boston. And I didn't hear a lot of Boston accents, except there were some police officers directing traffic in that area, and they had like that what is called, I guess, the townie accent, and I thought it was really, really cute because it's something I'd only seen on TV. And the same goes for another time I was in the States, and I saw a state trooper on the, like, I guess he had pulled someone over or something, and he had the state trooper hat with sunglasses, and I thought that was adorable too, because it's from the movies and I'd never seen it in real life. North Dakota. North Dakota, people think that's what Canadians sound like. And I think in Northern Ontario, there might be people who have that kind of same kind of accent. Bill Kuhn wants to know if the chat has interfered with getting artwork done tonight. I probably wouldn't even be working on this piece if it wasn't for the stream, so I'm going to say no. Because when I'm developing the game, like this stuff is like far down the priority list for me. I'm actually building new parts of the game, and so if I was not streaming, I'd be working on those parts, and this part would not get done until way later, if ever. No, Bill Kuhn, don't guilt trip yourself. This is a good way for me, like, it's good for me to be able to hang out with you guys and chat. And also work on this, because I wouldn't. Sletsudu says it's not the stopping the art, it's the Lego stopping the art. We know you didn't go to the bathroom, you were in your Lego room. Yeah, I was in my Lego room just making sure all the pieces were still there. Deluxe Tux wants to know if I have the story sketched out in its entirety. Oh look, that's my other oh wow, look. This is from the last stream, the BRB bathroom, and then this was this time. Wow, that's pretty similar. It's almost in exactly the same part. Anyway, not interesting. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I know exactly what happens, the broad strokes of everything that happens, except for like the specifics of the dialogue and stuff like that. I don't have down. Like, I kind of just write that in engine as I'm programming and stuff. But yeah, the broad strokes, I know what happens and where things end up and etc. I'm gonna have some more of these non-sponsored Coca-Cola Tic Tacs. Also, this is a way bigger Tic Tac container than the usual Tic Tac containers. I don't know how much Tic Tacs usually cost because I don't buy Tic Tacs, but... See, this extra building is just in my way, but it looks like the bottom of it is exactly the same as the bottom of the other building. Bill Quinn, are you kidding? You bought a Surface Pro 2 because of hearing about it from these streams? Are you serious right now? It is really, really great. I bought the power cover, which is like an extra battery for it, because one of the few criticisms that this had upon release was that the battery didn't last very long. So I actually have the power cover, which if you want to buy these things now, they cost as much as what you'd buy the actual unit for now too. It's about like $150 for the power battery cover, which is kind of crazy. Well, I thought you were saying that it sounded cool, but you actually did get it. And it's heavy too. Two things I don't like about it is heavy, and the battery cover, which you need to augment the battery life, makes it even heavier. Well, you don't need it, but I'm paranoid about running out of battery. Although this thing is just hooked up to a power supply like all the time, so it's not really a problem. But yeah, I don't know. I've never had really an experience with any other tablet computer. I just have an iPad, but I really like my Surface Pro 2. And I'm glad you like yours too. Yikes, deluxe talks your laptop only lasts 3 minutes off power. So Bill Kuhn, what do you, I mean, I'm going to assume you have more experience with like with tablet computers than I do. So what do you like about the Surface Pro 2? Because I've only ever had this one, and I think it's fantastic, but I have nothing to compare it to. Yeah, I remember Bill Kuhn that they have a dock for it, but I've never felt the need to have a dock for it. I just got myself, I can't show you because this machine is connected to all that, but I just got myself a USB, like, hub for it, and that works just fine, and that was really cheap. And I'm using the same one for years too. I'm glad that you've had a good experience with it. I mean, these things are not cheap, but I mean, they're not like Wacom expensive, and they're not Apple expensive. And like, I've had mine for 8 years, and it's been great, so they last too. But I'm gonna eventually, I know I'm gonna have to face that I'm going to have to replace this at some point. I'm not looking forward to it. Oh, Bill Kuhn, your Surface Pro 2 is the only Surface you've ever had. Until now it's been Windows laptops, which is huge, and iPads. It's the first time you have had an actual PC as a portable device. I love this thing like so much, it's ridiculous. How portable it is, and yeah, I mean, I love, I mean, I'm sure you could tell really easily, but I do love retro games, and I love playing old stuff and stuff that is like 2D, so it has no problem handling those things. So it has as much power as I need. I don't really feel the need to upgrade it, except for the fact that Keyboard's getting a little sticky, so I might want to get the power cover again and just sink the 150 bucks on it. I don't know. But at a certain point, you know, you kind of feel like you need to. And Deluxe Tuck says replacing a machine is so much hassle. Who has the time? It's true. You better believe I'm not going to replace this until it's, you know, it's a pile of black dust on the floor or something. Like I don't need the new hotness. I want something that does what I want, and this does. So. And Ferrari says you buy the stupid expensive Razer laptops. Hey, look, I like when something looks good, and I like when good, you know, when it got a nice build quality too. I've got some Razer stuff that I like. Although I will say I did have a one of their Bluetooth wireless mouse, and that thing guzzled batteries like you wouldn't believe. I really liked it, but it guzzled batteries, and I would have guess I used it corded because you could use it corded and also battery. So I just used it corded most of the time. But I ended up kind of killing it by accident, so I had to get a new wireless mouse, and the one I have just sips the batteries very, very, very slightly, and it's so much better on battery life that I don't think I'll ever go back. Oh, it's the one thing you splurge on for. Your car is over 20 years old. Yeah, we all, you know, it's nice to appreciate certain things, you know, and then be frugal other places so you can, you know, enjoy the things that you enjoy. I'm all for that. 100%. And Bill Coon says, by the way, speaking of running a computer that until it doesn't work anymore, be sure you have your creative work back it up regularly. Yes. Yes. Uh-huh. No, I know all about that. Like, I have the Crimson Diamond working files backed up on an external drive, on Google Drive, on OneDrive, which is the Microsoft one, and Dropbox. So yeah, I've got it in quite a few places. So yeah, it's not that you know, I'm not gonna say it's not gonna happen, but I've tried to, you know, every possible possible way to prevent that from happening. And Deluxe Tux, you have an MSI brand laptop, a few years old. You've always had some issues, and also have an old Acer that is still going strong from 2008. You know, it's funny like how, you know, some things last and some things don't last. Like the build quality can go for a lot. My mom has a Camry, like a Toyota Camry that's like 20 years old now, I think. And it works great still. The air conditioning still works. All that stuff still works. It just, you know, gets serviced regularly. Of course, brakes changed and stuff like that. But it works fantastically. It's in fantastic shape. And Corollas, first of all, have good reliability to begin with. But hers, and the reason she likes it so much, and the reason why it's, you know, maybe one of the reasons why it's lasted so well, is it was like the last Corolla model that, I don't know if it's 2000, 2001, the last Corolla model that was like, it was built in Japan and then shipped to North America. Like they build them here now, I think. But so she's really happy that she has one that was built in Japan. I believe that's the story. For all you make private Git repos inside OneDrive. My OneDrive is really small. I've already got stuff with stuff. But yeah, I don't know how to do any of that fancy stuff. I just do it manually by hand. Deluxe Tux, you're all about the Camry. It's a beast. Yeah, exactly. Deluxe Tux, it's all about splurging on the stuff that you use all the time. Sheets, shoes, towels, 100%. You know, I'm the same way. I refuse to buy uncomfortable shoes. It just, most of my my shoes, it tend to be things I could at least walk a few kilometers in comfortably. Like a And Bilkin, you got a huge Asus laptop, 2012. Works just fine. So that's the same, yeah, it's about the same, around the same time as Microsoft the Surface Pro 2. It's turning out so bad. It's not so bad at all. You, oh my gosh, you also, Ferrari, you had an Asus laptop that was like 3 inches thick. It's fantastic. Oh, this should go right over the thing. I don't know why I put it over there. Yes, Bilkun, $65 Dr. Scholl sandals because comfort is worth it. And honestly, it's not even just about comfort. It's about, like, you know, health too, like foot health, back health, all that stuff. All that stuff old people think about, right? I include myself in that. Rubber sole, you know, you need something comfortable. I need something comfortable. Yes, Bilkun. That's another thing Ben Franklin said, right? An ounce of prevention equals a pound of cure. So what old Ben Franklin said. That's another good one of his. Better health prevention than living with uncorrectable things later. Bilkun, yep, exactly. Exactly. This looks wrong. But you know what? From a distance, it's fine. I'm just trying to change that by 1 pixel. That's a lot of what my life is now. It's just changing stuff by 1 pixel and seeing what it does. Because no, that's not gonna work. It's only on the screen for 3 seconds. It's gonna be fine. Here we go. That's all it took. Yes, let's do. I guess it's got to be pixel perfect. Yes. Pixel perfect. Or good enough. It depends how I'm feeling. And there's nothing to say that I won't go back and fix stuff later, because I will. Even some stuff that has been finished for quite some time, if I'm going through it and I'll realize that something's not right, I will go back, because when I notice it's not right, then it's just going to bother me, and then it's unacceptable for something to continue to bother me. Deluxe talks, don't even start. Wait until they invent half pixels. Interesting you say that, because I read this fascinating article about how, you know, some people play old school games on CRT monitors. Well, they do that because you get the scan lines, and there's some filters on new machines that also give you the scan line effect. And the pixel artists that were designing for CRT monitors originally, they would take those scan lines into account, and the stuff they would, the pixels they would put by the near the scan line would be considered, like, they could consider them half pixels, because when they're beside the scan line and then the light is not, it kind of gives it like a blended effect in a way. So when you see a comparison of a sprite that was designed for CRT on a CRT monitor versus on an LCD, it looks like completely different. Hello, Mousimus. Shaders, yes, they are awesome on RetroArch. Yeah, that kind of thing, I'm sure. And I'm just quickly checking something, because I think I got a notification. And you guys, you're here for some awesome news that I just received, which is I've been invited to the Twitch affiliate program, which is, I don't know what that is exactly, but I think people can subscribe and stuff or whatever. I don't know, but Dan and I have been. Hello, Duck with Shades. Hello. Good to see you. Yeah, I just got invited to the Twitch affiliate program as we've been sitting here. Because Dan and I, who the musician on the game, we've been kind of chasing, not really chasing, but lazily chasing Twitch affiliate program because neither of us stream enough usually to hit Twitch affiliate, because you need to stream like 7 times in a month, and within the 30-day period that then rolls over. And we always miss it. Like I always miss it by 1 or 2 streams, and I'm like, ah, whatever. I guess it's just not going to be a thing that I do or get. But I guess because I did the bonus stream on Thursday, I qualified now. I met all the other requirements. It just wasn't streaming enough. Because I'm only going to do this really once a week, I think. I've got other stuff to do. Yes, Bill can see the blended effect is evident if you look at a well-captioned 1080p Let's Play video on 720 or 360p. Yeah, it's one of those weird, things where the lower tech actually improves the way it looks in a funny way. Oh, thanks, Dr. Shades. I appreciate that. Yeah. I don't know what exactly it means, but yeah, I'll take a look later. I'll read that email. But I don't, because every time I finish streaming, I would get, a little Twitch report saying, oh, you're on the path to affiliate, and then all the stuff you fulfilled these requirements, but you didn't do this. I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'm just going to do the same thing I've always done, and whatever happens, happens. Neon Autumn, thanks for coming to the stream. Good morning and evening, whichever. I guess you're getting ready for work, so, well, I can't guess if you work in the morning or the evening. But thanks for coming on. Yeah, we're slow and tortuously making this look like the thing. And yeah, we've just been chatting about new, old tech, a lot of Lego talk. So I don't know if you're into it, but a lot of Lego talk. And do you think I can get away with the 3 rows of bricks I need? I'm gonna try. Bilko, you said you never thought you'd say this, but it is too long since you've used a CRT monitor. You have one at your house and 2 others at your parents' house. And you have an old case. Like, yeah, I don't know. There really is something about the old tech. And I think it's actually funny because I saw there's someone on Twitter who's made a game called Clam Man, and he says in the Twitter he's got like a picture of his cartoon character Clam Man sitting at a desk in front of a desktop PC. And he says, I'm 27 years old and I still draw a monitor like this. And it's a big fat CRT monitor. And I don't know, doesn't it feel better to draw a big CRT monitor on someone's desk when it's like the monitor is facing the character and you can see the back of it? Clamman, Tuxedo, Deluxe Tuxedo Clamman. Yeah, I haven't played it. I love the art. I love the art so much of that game. Nice. So Deluxe Tux also says Francisco said Twitch recently sent him a check for streaming. Yes, I was watching his stream when he said that. Yeah, and yeah, money, money. I'm not gonna say no, right? Yeah, that'd be totally cool. Yes, that's true. That's probably why we still use the diskette icon for the save icon. Yeah. It's just so nice. It's like it's a perfect icon. You don't even need to know that it actually was a thing, right? Yeah, I am working on this game. I'm working off of savings, and to develop this game full time for now. Trying to get it done. Although, as the year just races by, it doesn't look like I'll be able to launch it by the end of this year. I don't think. Let's put some of these. We'll never say never, but I don't know. It just doesn't look good. There's so much else that goes into it than just making the game, unfortunately. And fortunately too, because sometimes there's fun stuff like this. Oh, well, 5 in the morning here in Germany, and that's why you usually watch the re-uploads. Thanks, man. Neon Autumn, thank you for just stopping by, saying hello. I love that too. And have a good day at work. Yeah, that's another reason why I always make sure to post this stuff on YouTube later on, because yeah, if I'm not in a working on something where I can just watch a stream, then I often won't. So I really appreciate when people repost the videos. Bill Coon says the thing that prevented flat screens from taking off is it took until 1993 for a company to develop the first affordable blue color LED. So said LGR. Lazy Game Reviews, always one of my favorite YouTubers. By the first blue LED, I don't mean part of a monitor, I mean as a single bulb. Oh yeah, I think I watched that video. It was some kind of like some Japanese place or something, potentially. I don't know, maybe I watched that on like TV Japan or something. They might have said something about that. Something like how the manufacture of it for that particular wavelength of light is extra tricky or something. I don't know. Some business. The real salty's hi from Mixer. From Mixer. You need help making panels you don't know how? Panels. This is very cryptic. What Mixer do you mean? Was it like a real life event thing? Or making panels? Panels. Like wood panels? Like the wood panels in the living room? Oh, Bilkun, yes, I'm thinking of that video, the exact same video. Yeah, monitors are magic the deluxe tux. I will say that, because nowadays, you see what those TV screens are like. They're like this thin, and they're like huge. They're like, 4 feet wide or something. They're like this thin. I don't get it. From Mixer. They had a shutdown next month. Didn't Mix? I saw something on Twitter about Mixer, but I didn't even know what Mixer was, so I didn't really pay that much attention. But yeah, welcome to stream. Yeah, I'm still like fairly new to all this, but although I did just got invitation to affiliate, so we'll see what happens there. Which is cool thing. All right. Oh, a little bit of brick helps it be real. Oh, good, Slat Studio. I'm glad these motivate you to work. Yeah, I always, when I'm watching an actual live stream, I try to be working at the same time that I watch them. And Bilkun, it's funny that we now further ahead in real life technology. Some of the technology that was in 1990 Star Trek. That's true. Well, they had iPads, kind of, right? Ours weren't see-through, or were theirs? I love 1990 Star Trek. I'm a TNG person all the way. Oh yeah, we need to put this trim here, over here. This is actually a pretty relaxing way to spend my evening, I'm not gonna lie. Doesn't have to be perfect. There we go. Make it so. I'm so glad that Netflix has TNG and the next generation on it. It's just something you can just put on, The deluxe tux, you don't know anyone who streams game dev around the time you're working, but it would be cool if you could find some good ones. I know Dr. Mikachu streams game dev stuff. She streams on Thursday nights. And I think she streams on another day. But I usually watch her on Thursdays because that's the day that I can do stuff. I can watch her. She streams pretty late into the evening because I'm East Coast and she's West Coast, so for me it's pretty late, which is good actually, because it means I can actually watch her stuff. Yeah, I'm kind of still new to finding people to watch on Twitch. Yeah, Stuck with Shades, another TNG lover. It's so easy on Netflix. You just slide right into the next one, you know? And you can just put it on in the background, and you get what you get is that beautiful ambient ship noise, which is a thing you could actually just listen to on your own. Like they have like YouTube of like 10 hours of ambient Enterprise ship noise, which I've never done, but I think it's really cool. Oh, Flora, you know some game dev streams, but they're for C64 and Game Boy Assembler. Those would be kind of awesome too. If you want to link them up, please share them because, you know, sometimes it doesn't even matter if I understand what the heck is going on in the stream. I like kind of seeing something, you know, take shape and then having them do the chat and stuff like that. I enjoy that a lot. So let's see here. Now this has to be higher. Yeah, C64 development, who would have thought in this day and age? But I think it's fabulous, you know? it really is something. Like when I went to PAX East, there were some people there that were like developing for NES, and they were using actual NES cartridges. They were selling their game and stuff. I'm like, holy cow. Like a new NES game. Thank you for sharing, Troy. thanks for enjoying the bricks. It helps it become, you know, give it more personality, I think. Let's go back and work on. Ooh. See all this, the freeze or whatever this part of it is. It's a bit much, isn't it? Let's see what we're gonna do. I don't like keeping the windows like that, so let's maybe work on these. What can be done? Some of them have like weird false pediments. Like you can see like these weird triangle things at the top. These weird pediments. I don't know if I want to do those. It's every third. Not even. It's third one in, and then middle. I don't even know if I have an even number of these. How many do I have? Duck with Shades, you even watch all of Deep Space Nine? Then that's on Netflix too, isn't it? I have not seen all of Deep Space Nine. I want to go back to it and watch all of it though. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, there's an even number. There's no middle one here. Maybe I'll just put 2 on either side then. Oh, Deluxe Tux, the building vaguely resembles your high school building. Yeah, they designed this like kind of. It's considered like neoclassical, Italianate, Romanesque, whatever, something. They, you know, this idea that public buildings should. It's kind of like a temple, kind of, I guess. It's beautiful. You're lucky. I was in a not as nice building. They don't make them like they used to. 242. 242. Let's see if I pull in here. It's third in. It's 4 in the middle. I don't mind I don't mind having 2 because I've actually only done like 2 windows, 2 arch windows, and they have 3. So I don't mind, you know, just echoing the 2. It's not a big deal. Let's just, you know, see what it looks like. Oh, I don't even know if I can fit the pixels in. Can I do it? Can I do it? Yeah, it'll fit. Yeah, it fits. Yeah, it fits. I'll put it on there and I'll put it on the third. So it's kind of above. On the above. On the above. It's got a little hat. Yeah, Deluxe Tux, your high school building was a very old building in Philadelphia city center. Lots of ornate decorations and marble columns everywhere. Yes, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if it was built in the same era as the Royal Ontario Museum, which was like 1913, 1914 time then. You know, this was from a time when, you know, they would spend a lot on public works projects, like schools and libraries and stuff. really beautiful. We're really fortunate to have them, and if we're lucky enough to have them still be around. Um, this this freeze thing is bothering. I need a close-up of that. Do I have a close-up of that? Here it is. What is going on up there? Yeah, you look at that. They got arches on arches on arches. We're not gonna do that. But what can we do? Oh no, Deluxe Tux. Yeah, you wish they still made beautiful public works buildings too. You work for the U.S. government, and your current office is an old converted Sam's Club that went out of business. It looks old and worn down and floods a lot. Wow, that's like, yeah, that's a huge, huge difference, isn't it? I kind of want more of the pediment things. I'm kind of fond of them. 242. Okay, fine. Let's try 242. 242. Is that too many? Let's try it. Oh, let's not move that one. Let's move this one. Oh, I did move you two. Are they gonna impinge on each other? That's not bad. Two. I don't hate that actually. I kind of like that. Two on the end. Two on the end. Four in the middle. You know what? Why don't we just put them on all of them? Because it looks weird. I just like, oh, I think it actually works. And it actually links together nicely. That's fine. Pretty happy with that. Okay, next. The thing up atop here. This. We're gonna try to do those weird double arch things, maybe. Let's see. Let's kind of merge all these. Okay. I like that though. Holy cow, Bilkun, talking about niche tech nostalgia, there's a small annual convention for the ColecoVision Atom computer called AtomCon, held in the Midwest US each autumn. The ColecoVision Atom, wow. I love it. I love that, you know? That's great. What can we do here? I need a solution. It's not bad. Okay. Just need something that'll fill that space that looks designed. That might be enough. So Bilkin says the ColecoVision Atom Computer Con, called AtomCon, moves around every year. 2018 was next to Mackinac City, Michigan. Maybe it'll come nearby you. And you never expected nostalgia to hit so hard in one's 30s and 40s, Maximus? Yeah, maybe, I don't know, maybe that's just a natural way to be. Because, yeah, I feel it. Deluxe Tux, you couldn't imagine going to say a Windows ME con? Windows Me? Millennium Edition, but I don't know if it's Me or ME. Oh dear. I will say, Adventure Game Studio. So Crimson Diamond is made in Adventure Game Studio, and I will say that they have something every year called Mittens, which is the annual Adventure Game Studio get together. It's not really a convention, I don't think. So it's more like a get together for people who have been in the Adventure Game Studio community for a while, and apparently they've been to Canada once, I think, or like been in like somewhere where I could easily travel once. But I wasn't even making this game at that time. But it would be really cool to go to that at some point. This double thing might work. Then I can get rid of the middle line and I'll have arches. Let's try it. Maybe I won't have arches. Even if I don't get arches, it still might be nice. Oh, it's just a touch. Oh, that one's not going to do it. Oh, that's true, Bill Kuhn. Nostalgia, we have the internet to fuel our nostalgia in a way that we never had before. It's true. That is true. Oh, Freya, you're hoping to hit a few conventions this year? Yeah. Conventions can be a fun way to meet people and to watch people play the game, and of course to promote. Yeah, I'm actually fortunate that I wasn't planning on going to anything this year too much. And though, besides PAX East, which I wasn't even promoting at, I was just on a panel. It's auto select layer. This becomes the issue. Some of these don't. As long as it looks like something. So that studio building this intricate looks tough. I just had to draw a tree. Yeah, it is. It is tough. Although I've gotten like I've roughed it in, kind of. So I think it's gonna be okay. But yeah, it's one of the more intricate things I've done in the game art. It's definitely not something I tend to do, real like architectural drawing stuff, because it's like it takes a lot of work, and it's not it's not my specialty. Yes, Deluxe Tux. Internet video first became a thing and you watched old TV commercials from your early childhood. Yes. It's amazing how that's all on there. It's wonderful. Yeah, I mean, can kind of all enjoy that nostalgia. Is that just gonna make a mess? Yeah, that's just gonna make a mess. I might take away the underneath part, because the underneath part is the part that's more consistent. But you need to make them less look blocky. Maybe if I can just get rid of this. Can I just do that? Bill Kuhn, you say weekly streams like this in your Friday night sci-fi Zoom group or your conventions? Certainly better than nothing, but Origins and Gen Con were both cancelled in person. It hurts not to be able to do much of anything in person. Yeah, one thing I was kind of planning, I said I wasn't planning on going to anything, but it was like I wasn't planning on going to anything to promote. But I was hoping to go to Adventure X again this year in London, England. I went last year, and I showed the Crimson Diamond, and I was kind of hoping to go again just because it was so great to meet so many adventure game creators. And unfortunately, of course, it got cancelled. But after this year, I don't actually know. I probably won't be showing the Crimson Diamond anywhere until it's finished. There's nothing new that I can show. I mean, I've got other new stuff that I've done with it, but I can't. There's nothing I can really show. This is not. No, it's a mess. It's breaking up. This is what happens when you just have so few pixels. I do want that arch feeling, but I gotta really be careful. This pixel. That pixel, not this pixel. Yeah, and Eden Way, there was a time in my childhood where I would just, we all have one or two of those commercials just in our heads forever. See, one that I have, like the one I have is like a promotional, a promotional like commercial for like the channel that I remember quite fondly, and I would sing along to it because I thought it was so great. I'm not going to do that now because my voice is kind of done, and I probably wouldn't do it anyway. What are their old commercials? Chia. Chia. Gah. I've never been to Gen Con before. What's that one like? I've been to PAX East, PAX West, EGLX, and Adventure X. Because there's so many things out there to see and do. I don't know anything about any of them. Oh, interesting. Originally, Gen Con was 90% tabletop gaming. Oh, that's another thing we could all talk about that isn't computer games. We could talk about tabletop games. Like I love board games. I played a bit of D&D, well, a bit of Pathfinder. Not a lot of it though. I did really enjoy it though. It's of course, like with everyone else, it's hard to find the time. You know what? I feel like what's happening here is I'm finding, as I'm looking at this, shadowed arches, and I'm just gonna go for it. You remember TSR was based out of there? Drove through Lake Geneva a couple times. Lots of Illinoisans. I'm gonna call it Illinoisan, although it's probably Illinoisan. I like to take weekend trips up there, Lake Geneva. Yeah, I'm seeing. Okay, Gen Con, largest game convention in North America. Mostly tabletop games, but there are also TTRPGs, which is tabletop RPGs, LARPs, game, widow tracks, etc. Takes up every room in every connected hotel in the largest convention center in the Midwest US. Holy cow. That sounds kind of crazy, but kind of amazing. Attendance in 2016 was over 60,000. That is something. Oh man. Before I used to do Dragon Con every year, it's like 80K. So how many days does this go over? Because I hear like they have added days to some of these events, so they're like people go for like a week. Oh dear. Wisconsinites had non-complimentary term for those weekenders from the south. Oh dear, we're not gonna share that. DragonCon is Thursday to Sunday. Gen Con is Wednesday to Sunday. Yeah, wow. The PAXs that I went to were like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I guess. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. These look like little faces to me now. I think I've been looking at them for too long. Like with different hair parts. Oh, weird. What do they say? Slat Studio, don't even encourage me. Gen Con is short for Geneva Convention, so named after, because the first was near Lake Geneva, Wisconsin, where TSR was. Oh wow, last year 85K? Something that this could work. I just have to get rid of some more pixels. Boy. Deluxe Talks, you've been seeing faces for at least 20 minutes and didn't speak up. Yeah, it's like I'm starting to look at them for too long, and I'm seeing like little faces with like different hairline, like their hair is parted different ways. Don't worry, you're not alone. Okay, at least me. At least I have been seeing them too. It's kind of weird. Well, Bill Crane, you say it's really cool that I've played tabletop RPGs. I've only played like a very like not as much as I would have liked, but of course everyone, you know, it's so hard to get a group together. Oh, this is really difficult. This is where it gets picky. Ugh. No, that one's completely wrong. That pixel. No, that pixel's wrong too. Okay, I'm gonna leave this for now because I don't want the faces to start talking, so we're gonna leave them. We're gonna leave them. Gah. Oh, it's so bothersome. Oh, cool, Slat Studio, you finished a room during the stream? Sweet. Yes, in-person gaming, Bilkin, is now as much of a myth as dragons themselves. I have to agree. Yeah, that's, you know, that'll be a while. Oh my gosh. I won't stop futzing with this. Why? Oh, beautiful. Oh, you even have a time lapse. So you're doing it in SCI Companion? Oh, I love the way you did the I'm looking at Slat Studio's EGA artwork that he posted the link. And I love the way the dirt goes into transitions to like grass. Really nice. Really, really nice. Sweet, well done. Very nice. I need they put so much detail in these things. Okay. Let's put Okay, these faces are starting to creep me out. That doesn't help. There must be another solution for this. I just don't want it to look as blocky. What can we do? I mean, the irony of saying I don't want to look as blocky and I'm working at 320 by 200 pixels. Is anyone gonna... Good, let's just leave it for now. I'll put some... Oh, where's my one that I like? Ah, there it is. You think, Slatsu, do you think the blocky part kind of looks right? Let's leave it for now. Not having it. Let's move on to like this other part, this part that pokes out. Okay. Moving on. Oh my gosh. This one room. There's pillars. It's gonna be have to be outside. Problem is I can do the pillar on this side. But I can't do a pillar on the other side. It's a thing. I'm gonna narrow the pillar down. I'll think of something else. Deluxe Tux, have I tried making the pixels rounder? It had not occurred to me. You know what? That pillar has to be lower. Yeah, Deluxe Tux, I could definitely define more of a shape when the color is added. That's what I'm I guess that's what I'm gonna leave it to. It's always nice to have something, some good bones, you know? Taller. And then up there has, oh my gosh. Oh, there's a thing that comes out, like an outcropping. Right. Sorry if the camera is like shaking a little bit. I'm like drawing on the screen. Every time I touch it, it kind of moves. Leading with round pixels. What's next? Anti-aliasing. Yeah. Let's make a mesh. Yeah. It's horrifying, you know. It doesn't even zoom in more than that. 1600. Good. No, it's a mess. It is horrifying. Too many levels, Duck with Shades. Yeah, it's I made it even worse on purpose. Like it wouldn't have been that bad, but I was on a particular brush. This would not be as bad. It's still, you know, fuzzy. Looks like graffiti. Yeah, this yeah, the VGA remake of the Crimson Diamond. Be all about that. Ooh, oh my gosh. It is 11:50. I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna call it at 12 my time, midnight my time, cause you know that seems to be the amount I usually go for. So we'll stop it there. Although I gotta say that the amount of stuff we got done this time around. Let's see if I can give you a progress shot. Yeah, so this is where we were last time. This is where we left off last stream. So I think it's, oh my gosh, is it discouraging that it feels like it doesn't look like that's very different? Oh, Bilkin, interesting. In higher resolution home video releases of some movies like 1991 Beauty and the Beast, you can see individual brushstrokes. That's kind of awesome. It's all blurry now. Look at everything looks like without my glasses. Oh, thanks, Slat Studio. Although, honestly, looking at the comparison of before and after, does it look that different? Oh my goodness. It looks like the same. Oh my gosh. It's horrifying. It looks very precise now. I guess that's what we're going for. It's progress. A lot more detail. Yeah, it just at a glance. Okay. Oh, thanks, Mosimus. Thanks, you guys. I appreciate it. Like, you know, in 2 weeks, we're probably going to come back and I'm probably going to continue this on again, exactly where we left off. Because, yeah, I'm working my way through Chapter 4. I was actually using the iPad and Medibank Paint to work on a piece of close-up art that happened in Chapter 4, and the problem is I can't stream that stuff because it's like super spoilery. So that's why you get like, I don't know, a 10-part series of this ROM building. Unfortunately. And Duck with Shades, lots of cleanup. It has been a lot of cleanup. Which it's like I said, it has to be done eventually. I would be working on new stuff. So thank you guys for like motivating me to continue to work on these screens while you guys are here. And, you know, not being utterly bored with it. And if you are being utterly bored with it, you're too polite to say so, which to me is just the same thing. Because then this is motivating me to keep working on this stuff and slowly work my way through upgrading all of the introductory sequence art. And there is quite a bit. In fact, to give you guys a change of pace, I've got where the heck? This is the main scene. This is the Crimson Diamond skin. This is Photoshop. This is Big Me, which you don't need. It's not even working. I had a intro art. It's not here. Never mind. Never mind. Oh, thanks, Duck with Shades. Thanks for enabling me to continue to work on this stuff in front of you guys. Because I don't think that the other art that I need to update is going to take this long. Who knows, but I don't think so. This is just the one. You know what? Let's get the hard one out of the way. Everything else is going to be easy compared to this. This... Oh man, you guys. Bilkun, you say this is honestly a great way for you to gather with your own kind during these endurance months of the pandemic. I appreciate that. And thank you so much for saying it's chill here. That is the goal with the art streams. Is I just... Sometimes this is what I like to watch to or listen to while I'm working. Occasionally glance over and see what's changed and stuff. I'm glad you feel that way because that's exactly my goal with this. Is just chill, relaxing, like Francisco's streams, his art streams that he does. They're just super chill. He's just working on, you know, his walk cycles or his backgrounds, and it's just nice. So we got to move that one pixel so that it looks like the edge is protruding. That's the magic. And we're eventually gonna add, like, I don't want to add shadow here with this gray because I might be adding it with a different color. Although Twitch plus Chillax is oh no, that's hard to say, isn't it? Twitchillax. I thought it would roll off the tongue easier and it does not. Deluxe Tux, you say it's really cool to watch him edit voiceover as well. I haven't seen that. That would be cool to see. I would actually really like to see that. Why is this giving me so much trouble now? Okay, oh my gosh, it looks wiggly. Oh my god. I'm gonna have to do this again. I'm gonna have to use the old shift click trick. No, up here. Shift click trick. That'll do. Oh yeah, I was forgetting to watch the time. See, this is what happens when I get into it with the pixel art. I just lose track of time. Because it's kind of a nice thing to just do. It's relaxing, it is. For me too. Sled Studio, have a great night. Good luck with your 8-month-old tomorrow morning. Thanks so much for coming in. Look, your piece looks great. Nice EGA stuff. So I'll see you next time maybe. Okay. It's not bad. And we're getting to... You know what? That's stuff I have to move. This stuff has to be in line with that stuff. I'm just talking to myself. But looks like we're just about done for tonight, you guys. Oops, wrong thing. So, I don't have my big me thing. Hold on, let me just do a thing because I'm supposed to have a big me one. Let's do one of these. Okay. Okay, so you guys, oh no, last look, you just came back, the stream is ending, yes. The stream, yeah, we're that's it, man. We're done for the night. We got a pretty good amount of, here's the mic. Just move it. Okay. Yeah, we're done for the night. Thank you guys for hanging out, chatting with me, chatting with each other, and just having a really good time doing some art stuff and getting some stuff done. Yeah, see you guys next Tuesday. Next Tuesday, I have to talk to Dan about it. It should be a music stream, 8 p.m. Eastern with Dan, he's doing some sound production stuff on the tracks, and if not that, failing that, more of this, you know. So you know, take that for what you want to take it, but that's what to expect either next week or the week after. Yeah, like I said, I have to talk to Dan. We have to figure stuff out, but there will be something on Tuesday, usual time, and yes, to last around this long. But yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out, and we'll see you next week. So bye. Good night, Big Julie. Yeah, that's what I called it because I couldn't I I didn't know what to call it. Okay. Okay, bye guys, later.